Welcome, lovers of the spooky and the macabre, to this Halloween season tale of hauntings and horror, using the new World of Darkness supplement Ghost Hunters on Kickstarter now. It's already funded and plowing through stretch goals. Go check it out. I think it's on its fifth at this point. Funded in like 3 hours. It's a pretty dope book. It fits into any World of Darkness 20th anniversary game line and offers all kinds of new options to both play mortals and use them as antagonists. I am Tyler, Eldritch Echoes Online, and I will be your storyteller for this terrifying tale. We are Vorpal Tales, and we have a variety of terrifying tales and awesome adventures we play every week, Sunday to Friday, all at 9 p.m. Eastern. Right now we are playing Conan by Modifius on Sundays, our Chronicle of Darkness No Time for Reality on the Onyx Path channel on Mondays, Dungeon of the Mad Mage on Tuesdays, this game on Wednesdays, Starfinders tomorrow, and Really Dark Horror Fridays, Alien the RPG this week. Speaking of Onyx Path Publishing, we'd like to give a special thanks to them tonight for always having their players' backs and all the support they give us, and for making yet another great game. Thanks to Astral Tabletop, who make the tabletop we use for all our games but one, and to my brother at N8MIDD for crafting the custom sheets we use in Astral to play all these cool games. You can find us on almost all social media platforms by looking up Vorpal Tales. You can also find us by looking up Vorpal Tales on YouTube, Twitch, and coming soon, all your favorite podcast platforms, or our website, vorpaltales.com, where you can find links to everything, including our Discord. Night Horrors, tell everyone who you are and the name of your character in this terrifying tale.
Right, totally not. Hi, everybody. I'm Ever. My pronouns are they, them, and you can find me all over the internet as Changeling Ever. And tonight I will be haunting you as the actual medium, Cassandra Markopoulos.
Hello, my name is Louis Acosta. You can find me on Twitter as Louis and Acostas. I'm going to be playing Lupe Usman tonight, guy who's a bit unlucky, but keeps a pretty cool head, kind of make sure that the show gets put together while everyone kind of is up to their antics. And we'll see if I can, keep us all in line tonight, or if something bad happens.
Hi, I am Pinky, or Tiffany. You can find me on Twitter, Pinky_88. Tonight, I will be playing CJ, or Chris Morrison, who is an absolute scaredy cat and afraid of all things spiritual and ghosty, supernatural, but he still sticks with it because he's still fascinated with it regardless.
My name is John Bedore. I am a person who makes functional mouth noises, and we are playing my good friend Bradley Tomlinson today, and he is everything tech, and he just kind of tries to keep all the background information running, all the cameras up and going, and helps out whenever he can.
Okay, and we got to circle back around to our producer because he was only unmuted in one spot.
Correct. That's the producer mute that would have stopped you from hearing me. Quick recap. I am Steve. You can find me on the internet at Voodoo Arcade, pronouns he, him, and I will be playing Aldous Marks, our skeptic/necromancer.
Perfect. And now, let's return to the Chimera house. Tiffany, a recap of last session, if you please.
Okay, recap. So the team is split between two vehicles. It was kind of safer to make sure Bradley and CJ were in a different vehicle than Aldous because big arguments would have spewed, and it's just better to keep Grandpa away from the young snipper snaps, As we're traveling along, Cass is the one driving, and she sees a little girl dot across the road, covered in rags. She freaks out, quite understandably so, but no one else sees the little girl across the street. So everyone's just kind of like, yeah, you're just tired, you're fine, there's no kids here, get over it. We continued on setting up, and we spoke with the owners of the home, and it turned out there were some pretty nasty things going on here. A lot of people had died in the past. There's suicides and murders and just natural passing, and just the house just seemed cursed overall. They continued on getting the keys from the homeowners, setting everything up, and as Chris passes through the door, being really the first one in, and door slams, he starts freaking out. All this is like, I bet you it's just a window. It's fine. You're just overthinking it again, Chris. Stop it. So, Aldous and Lupe just started walking around the house, checking everything out, while Bradley insists that the team needs to keep setting things up because we're losing daylight. Everything continues on like normal, and then they realize that Cass is kind of feeling some stuff. She's checking her tarot cards, and things just seem really off. Everything kind of like, there's bats and ghosts and just like a whole bunch of crazy stuff. There's fools and devils. Chris comes over to check, talk to her, see how everything's going. It's not working out well. She starts freaking out. Her cards are flying everywhere. And then in the other room, we have Aldous and Bradley. They see this, vision of a man with his head completely torn off from a self-inflicted shotgun wound, bleeding, and saying, "Don't go into the house. You go into the house, you will never leave." He disappears, and in his, retreat, he leaves a trail of blood. Aldous attempts to communicate with the spirit, and in the process ends up summoning a whole bunch of ghosts who silently scream at them. And in the midst of the silence, there's cold and fog, and very softly they hear in their ears, "Don't go into the house." In the process, Aldous starts becoming paranoid, confused, and seems to think that Cass is to blame for everything. He starts yelling at her, screaming her, telling her she needs to leave. She's the reason. It's her fault. She needs to go. Lupe, Bradley, and CJ all attempt to grab Aldous to get him out. But for an old man, he's pretty spry and, like, freakishly strong. Like, how's that a thing? He was able to get out of the house and calmed down while everyone else continued on with their investigation. Nothing else happened in the remainder of the night, which was very weird considering how strong things had started. We packed everything up when daylight came, and we were able to edit this footage for the team was setting up to enter a contest with bigwigs in order to get their show back into syndication and get off from just being a web show and being back on the TV networks as they were before. After they submitted their footage, they were actually getting a call back, and the executive's like, "Yeah, no, we've got a thing for you. You guys are just definitely awesome. We've got a trial run assignment for you in about 2 months. It'd be really great if you guys can come out and do this and, really prove to us that you're the real deal." As Chris is on the phone with this individual, Lupe gets an email for a haunted house amusement attraction, probably one of the greatest ones out there, and there's a cash prize because it's so intense that people can never finish it. We find out that there's a $10,000 cash prize, so the whole group decides, yes, let's check this out. It's just a haunted house. What's really the worst that can happen? We deal with crazy, creepy stuff all the time. This will be a breeze, walk in the park. And we could really use that $10,000 to buy better equipment and better, things that we could use, computers and graphic cards, memory cards, tripods, all the stuff that we could ever need for our group to have the best equipment possible to make that nice investigation 2 months from now. So everyone decides that, yeah, we're definitely going to do it. Lupe checks it out. Seems it's an actual legit thing, but why was it in the spam folder? That makes no sense. Everyone just talks about how exciting this is going to be. It's just a haunted house, right? What's the worst that could happen?
Thank you.
Aldous is still trying to figure out why you put spam in a folder. It goes
Instead of on
Goes
bread.
in a sandwich, right?
Yeah, from the can to the pan to the bread to the mouth.
I mean,
Still,
Well, I get it in bulk, so it kind of comes in these like Ziploc bags, but they're really more like just folders because they don't even need to seal them. Spam, right? And like,
All right. Okay. All right. Yeah, seems weird to me. Kids,
okay.
Kids with your spam folders.
So as the camera fades back up, you are all sitting around the office, and you're preparing to plan your trip, research, supplies, whatever you're going to do to go visit this place. You have the spam email, and also you have a pamphlet because Lewis's character was able to reply to the spam email. Very wise thing to do, by the way, and have them mail you some stuff. Apparently it's a traveling show, so you're under the assumption that it's like a company, you know, like Hell House LLC, if you've seen that movie. No foreshadowing whatsoever. And they go to a place and they set up a haunted attraction, and then they move to the next city to do the next one, sometimes in the same season, usually only once a year. Like you would move to a new city or a new rural area every year.
Okay.
Strange thing is, from the limited amount of research you've done so far, the house is exactly the same every time. It must be a really good scouting agency these people have to find almost identical houses to set up every year after year for the last couple of years.
Sure. Yeah.
But that's where you're at right now.
Look, you pick.
You're all sitting around the meeting table. Aldous is cranky, hasn't had enough coffee yet.
Look, that's not concerning. Look, let me
John's
say,
character
that's-
apparently has his maternity or his child care this weekend. It's probably making him Aldous even more cranky.
I have a strict rule: no one under the age of 35 in the office. I'm already letting too young of people in.
I'm under 35.
I'm pretty
Lie
much
to-
under 35.
Lie to me, please. Just lie.
Okay, would you like some coffee while I tell you this lie?
Yeah,
I'm
I would.
53.
All right, I'll make you some coffee.
All right, look, you go to the correct different towns, right? They're all gonna have the same era houses, which are all built relatively in the same style. And they're gonna have similar exteriors to the point of not even being able to differentiate. That's not concerning at all. That's easily explained.
That's right. A house in California, Pueblo style, is exactly like a New England house from Maine. Yes, that's correct.
It is a stretch,
Also-
but we're gonna go with that. Sure.
I thought you
Also-
said the house
Same
always- I thought
architect
you said
was
the house
also on
always
the
looked
East
same.
Coast.
It does, and
Yeah.
what Aldous just said. Yeah,
Yeah.
every part of the country, every house, you can always find identical houses. There's no difference.
You can always
how
find
houses
something,
look.
someone somewhere liked the architecture and had their house built that way. It's
Lewis, I was interrupting because you got a reward from a viewer.
Oh,
Rewards in this game, because that didn't come up last session, are worth +2 bonus dice each time you use a audience reward.
+2 bonus dice. Sweet.
Carry on.
Thank you.
Aldous.
all right. So what I'm gonna need is for Lupe. Can you put in some requests and requisitions at the Department of, I don't know, whatever, labor probably, right? I need business holdings, all right? LLCs and all of those things. Find out, get the tax information for the company that runs this. Find out who runs it. Let's get the business information. Who's the employees? Who's the this? Who's the that? You know.
Look at who's funding.
Yeah, who's funding? Who's paying who? Who's the whole thing? All that's public knowledge. So go ahead, just go on down to the department, fill out the paperwork for me, put that in. I assume that's how you get the information still, right?
Pretty much.
Okay, good. Let me just drink this now.
Yeah, but pretty much. Excellent.
Did you put any liquor in there? Because I
You,
feel like your breath smell a little stronger than just coffee there, Aldous.
Shh, it's fine. I mean,
It's 8 o'clock in
we're
the
just gonna
morning.
be like, we're just gonna Google this, right? Like, it doesn't actually expect us. Okay. All right. I'm with you.
And that's the angle that Aldous would take, was just go find all the business and holdings and stuff like that. So
Yeah, you find out who's supplying the money because they want to be making money. So what's their angle?
yeah.
Totally got it.
All right. While you do that, I'm
I'll
gonna
look
check
up their
on you.
business holdings.
There's always somebody doing like walkthroughs or something like that. I'll check on YouTube on Tubu. Sorry, on Tubu to see what kind of videos we get out there. There's gotta be somebody who probably did some research or something.
Taboo
With
or
him.
not taboo?
It's called Us Screen in this reality.
Us screen. All right, I'm gonna go on us screen. I'm sure one of them freaky pastas. The influencers got something going on there.
I believe you mean spooky macaroni.
I keep. Listen, I know sometimes
Guys, this is
in so
just
many different terms, it gets confusing.
yeah. It's just a really spooky woo situation. So let's move on. I would like to kind of just see if anybody else is taking the challenge, and then if so, who they are and any information I can find on them.
We'll start with you, Lewis. What method are you using to try to look up all that information Aldous wants you looking up?
Initially, I will quickly search, like, if it's easily available, that if all of these houses like are funded by one person, and then follow that as much as I can. And then once I get to something maybe more specific, like one business that is the source, investigate that. And possibly from there, I'll go to more like town hall stuff, like more government official stuff if they have permits and everything like that.
So, we'll begin with you. I'm gonna need first thing I'm gonna need is a stamina roll plus politics, please. Standard difficulty.
Wait. So, I think I rolled it correctly.
Yep. You did. 2 successes. You do not give up. We'll get why that matters in a minute. Then intelligence plus finance. Intelligence plus investigation. And intelligence plus law.
Okay, wait. Intelligence. What are the
Finance, investigation, and law, all in a row under the knowledges. This should make it easy to remember. Start with finance and the knowledges and do
And
the
they're
next
in a row.
do 3. Yep. Alright, so we got 1 success on finance. Two successes on investigation.
Feeling this one's gonna come up negative. Oh, jeez.
5 successes on law.
5 successes?
Okay, literally the opposite.
That was his smallest dice
I didn't-
pool.
I didn't know when you were. I didn't know you took the bar.
Law knowledge at all.
Wait, you don't have any dots in law?
No.
Something might be checked then because it rolled 6 dice.
Okay, well then that would make more sense why it would be 5 successes. Oh, yeah.
Do you have any bonus dice selected?
Yeah. But I can't seem to edit it.
Click on manage character or build character on the left and then it'll let you. if it doesn't otherwise. And then just remember to turn build character off before you try to roll it.
There we go.
All right, let's
I
try
don't know,
that long
I don't know
roll again.
when I possibly had 4 bonus dice, but yeah. Still one.
Still got one.
success.
Okay. Because you got a natural 10. So, the state you're in has never heard of this corporation, and they haven't put in for any paperwork. But that makes sense, because the flyer you got for the next state over, which is where you immediately run into problems. It's not your home state. So, you head over there, and you immediately start getting a hard time because you're not a resident. And you ask why that matters, and apparently this state has some obscure laws about where they actually don't have to make certain bits of information public except to the residents of the state they're in. As long as they can verify they've turned in all the proper paperwork to the federal government and the local state to the government in the state, they don't have to make it public to you. So you can't figure out who owns them, like the actual physical people. And you can't figure out how long they've been in business or who finances them. But you could figure out that they did make almost 6 figures in profit last year off a haunted house. Also, they're being sued, but you don't know for why. It's a closed case. And last but not least, you're able to figure out the address where they're going to, like the actual physical address, which the flyer says, order your tickets online and then we'll send you the address on the date up, because it's spooky that way. It's the unknown. All it gave you was a county, but you're able to actually get the physical address within the county of where the show is going to be. This takes you an entire day, hence the stamina roll. It also costs you $200 for a lot of non-information, just to file requests.
Okay. Oh, Guess
Okay.
we're on ramen noodles for a week.
Or you could just ask one of the people in your group that actually has money for enough to go to McDonald's. They owe you after all the work you did.
I was saying we.
Bradley, and what was it you wanted to research?
Competition. I want to know who's coming and just anything I can about them.
What do you mean, competition?
I assume it's not just us.
It's just a haunted house attraction to most people. You're going there to try to debunk it and win the prize money. Most people are going here to get the shit scared out of them on Halloween because it's a haunted house. You know, not a literal haunted house. You pay to go through it and people jump scare you haunted house.
Is there anyone else taking the challenge with us, or is it just going to be us?
Everyone who goes in is eligible to try for the challenge.
Okay, so
That's the deal. If you make it through the house last room without running and screaming in terror, you win the prize.
Well,
If you don't, you take one of the many emergency exits.
All right, roger that.
As far as ticket sales, you can't tell because that's, they don't release that information. But you can compare it to previous years where a couple thousand people in every other state showed up. Somehow they are able to spread their message far and wide very effectively. They're very good at marketing.
Suspiciously good at marketing, roger that.
A couple thousand people a week.
Yeah, that's really good.
Whereas most haunted house attractions like that probably get a couple thousand a whole month. Maybe, if they're good. That's how they make almost 6 figures. So, you were able to learn that no one's ever collected the prize. Like, it's not something that repeats.
Not something anyone's actually done so far.
No one's actually ever claimed the prize.
Well, I guess we're going to be the first ones to do it.
Also, as a refresher, you learn This is one of those extreme haunted houses where you have to sign waivers before you go in because they can touch you.
Oh, that's gonna be fun.
It's part of how you get people not to finish the haunted house. Technically, it's cheating, but somebody gets close to the end, grab you, tie you down to a slab, leave you there for an hour until you're like, you know what, fuck it, I'm out.
And that's the only thing that's ever happened.
Or at least that's what Aldous tells you. You don't know if that's true.
Right. I guess as a follow-up question, has there any like bad publicity been around this attraction? Like anybody, well, like just anything happen at all, or has it all just been kind of kosher?
Roll investigation plus intelligence, difficulty 8.
Difficulty 8. All right. As my brain goes, well, intelligence and investigation. Oh, that's a difficulty 6. How do I change the difficulty?
Top right.
Top right.
Same place you add bonus dice.
Sorry.
Alright. Difficulty 8. And it's like, if this is an extreme haunted house, then there has to be something going on. 2.
I have not seen it.
Or at least some kind of complaints. I mean, if we're going to go into this, we should know what the worst is going to be.
There it goes. Okay. Like Lewis's character, like Lupe, you are unable to determine what's up with the current lawsuit that's happening. You can't get any information on it. It's closed, sealed. You're able to find on the Wayback Machine or similar data retrieval sources on the internet that there were a few articles where like local people or local documentarists or small internet news vloggers, no big national news or even local Fox 15, nothing like that. Or sorry, local Coyote 15, nothing like that. But small independent news organizations, a few of them 3 or 4 times, put out articles saying the truth about the Chimera house coming soon, but then no story ever happened. Not only that, but one of those people shut down their vlog shortly after that and stopped posting things on the internet.
Wow, that's incredibly suspicious. I don't know if this is a rabbit hole I want to go down. I'm going to mention this to everyone else, and then I'll be like,
Lots of good publicity, though.
Right. I mean, I'll be like,
including interviews with people with voice distorters and dressed like I am, so you can't see who they are, talking about how they set it up, what their secret is, and the experience they've had. Happy guests saying, "Yeah, didn't win the prize, greatest haunted house ever." Though.
I'm just gonna let everyone know that like there seems to be a stigma around this place that they don't really like bad publicity per se, or maybe it's a coincidence, but these things did happen, so we better just watch what we say to the public, I suppose.
Well, Bradley, I hate to bring it to you, but we're about to break it all over them, as the kids would say.
Yeah, I mean, as long as it's positive, I guess we don't have anything to worry about, do we?
I don't believe that's what the kids say.
That's what the kids say. I'm very up to date on the lingo.
Yes, very up to date lingo.
Yeah, you said
Nothing
it
to do with
just
the whiskey
right.
I put in his coffee. It's fine.
Right, yeah.
I think you should put something else in this coffee. Did you take your meds today?
I ran
Aldous?
out of his meds. I gotta pick him up at the pharmacy later today.
Oh my god.
He hasn't had him since last night.
Bruh, that's kind of important.
I feel fine.
Yeah.
We're gonna keep
That's
moving
because
forward.
you've been taking your meds there all.
Okay.
The effect shouldn't get out of his system until tonight, so he should be fine.
Be fine.
He'll sleep it. He'll sleep,
We gotta make
and then
sure
he'll
we
have the
get-
meds back in his system. It'll be fine.
All I'm saying is that if we're going there, I'm just reminding you, we do it for the money, but we're gonna expose them for all the things they do. Because let me tell you about this stuff. I guarantee you what this is. For something like this,
It's a haunted house?
You gotta sign a waiver. Haunted house, yeah. It's just a torture house. It's consented torture. People think they can handle it. Someone yells in their face, puts them in a small dark room, tells them about their worst fears they probably filled a form out for beforehand, all that kind of stuff. You're in there for a few hours, you break, you say, I want to go home, and they say, that counts against you, blah, 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 blah.
Look, I have a solution. I'll do a reading. Okay? There.
Right here?
That'll work it all. Yes,
Right here, right
yes.
now?
Yeah.
The rush, just the memory of when I went kind of weird around Cass back at the other house, kind of, because I'm like right here, right now.
Yeah, yes. It's okay.
But why don't you get a refill on your coffee there, Aldous?
I'll grab it for you, Aldi.
I'm sure
No.
it'll be...
Let him get it, Bradley.
Are you sure?
Yeah, I think Aldous needs to walk. Needs to walk it off.
A walk?
Oh, I'm just going to put that card to the side and reshuffle. Okay.
What was it? What was it though?
Yeah.
No. If she's putting it aside, let's.
Oh, I'm just.
From the kitchen. What
I'm
was
so
that?
curious though. Don't worry about it.
No,
All
nothing. Everything's fine, Aldous.
I'll put that one aside too. Very, very okay. Who's been messing with my cards? This is not funny.
I messed with all this coffee earlier.
Cass, last time I tried to touch your cards, you smacked me in the head with a newspaper, and you told me if I ever came near your cards again, you were gonna curse me.
In her defense, you had jam on your fingers.
Yeah,
This
that is kind of
yes,
a little
exactly.
sticky.
Well, I was eating a peep. I was
Wasn't
eating one of them
okay.
little Smucker sandwiches. You know, it's not a.
I mean,
I know
they're
they're
delicious.
Uncrustables, but I take the crust all the Uncrustable because
Have you ever made your own homemade Uncrustable?
I'm gonna
my
draw
mama
a
used
fourth
to make
card.
it for me.
Okay.
I mean, they are delicious. I tell you what, if we ever get a chance to get a campfire.
I don't like them.
Oh, you don't
I
like you don't like your own
she's
stuff?
making.
Oh,
No, I'm a bad cook. I live off instant ramen.
I don't know.
Yeah,
Oh,
Kevin was the
I'll
one
make
who always
one
did the
for you
cooking.
at some point.
I appreciate it,
It's
Brad.
getting better.
Yeah. I mean, I can make some homemade apple pies over the fire if you want.
What do y'all do, love, Mister? You make some peach cobbler. I will
can
pay you to make me some peach
You
cobbler.
all notice that your medium is freaking out and has drawn 8 cards while you're talking nonsense and is getting more panicky.
Yes.
I'm just kind of waiting.
You're right.
Like, are you okay? I
We're
don't want
gonna
to
get-
interrupt.
Like, once we get halfway through, we'll get to some, like, good stuff, right? Like, that's just laws of probability if you just keep drawing.
Yeah, I mean, they're not all the
13.
same, right?
13 what?
13 cards that are all bad. 8 of bats.
Right.
The tower. Again. 2 of pumpkins. 1 of bats. Again.
Yeah, all you had was
7 of
bats and ghosts
bats.
last time.
The moon. Illusion.
I am so sorry, but I have no
5 of
idea what that
pumpkins.
means.
Yep.
3 of bats. 9 of
Can
bats.
Can you tell me
10 of
what that
imps.
means?
They're all cards about despair and illusion and disaster and danger. Each one.
Can I make an occult roll to kind of like as I come back in from the kitchen with my new cup of coffee, and I see her freaking out and playing these cards out? Can I make an occult roll to like understand the severity of the situation?
Yep. Intelligence plus occult, standard difficulty.
Eight successes.
Damn.
Whoa.
Yep. He rolled 8 dice. Got 6 dice with higher than 6, and 2 of them were 10s. Well done. Of course, of all the rolls to get that on. Yeah.
This is what Aldous, like, other than being the skeptic, and I'm sure Cass gives me a run for the money in this too, but he's an occult like academic, so he knows his occult stuff like through and through.
If that was a reading, it would indicate disaster, upheaval, violent change, destruction of illusions, endless repetition, betrayal, and transformation. Hostile transformation.
Okay, so I'm gonna walk in from my coffee that I just poured, and then I'm just, yeah. Best part of waking up is 6 to 7 cups of coffee, and then I'll see the cards, and I just drop the mug, and it smashes on the floor.
Oh no. Oh, you ain't having a heart attack, are you?
Cass.
Man, we talked about this. We got to get your reflexes checked. I'm going to
Yes.
go get some towels.
Did you just draw all of those in a row?
Yes.
In
13.
that particular order as well. Yeah. Yep.
We should seriously reevaluate going to this house.
It's what could go wrong? It's an attraction. It's right.
I come back from the other room. It's supposed to be easy money, isn't it?
I think we might be having second thoughts about that. But it is a lot of money.
Yeah, I mean, 10 grand if I remember correctly. Buys a whole
We
lot
kind
of
of made
cameras.
that money though. Exactly. We can get better spirit boxes. We can get better recording equipment. Some nice new tripods. Motion sensors.
We can get some newer stuff, but you don't get better than my spirit boxes. I'm sorry.
This
Well, we
was
can
the
get better
first.
parts for the spirit box.
Mental agony, despair.
Lewis.
It's just to hold a house.
I'm sorry. Lupe. The computer you have open behind you that you shoved out of the way for this suddenly says, "You've got mail."
This is totally normal.
Using the AOL sound. Everyone looks
Yep.
at Aldous.
I turn my head. I snap my head in that direction, and I go, "You have AOL?"
What else could you
I mean-
possibly have?
Yes,
Yeah,
but you use
you can change
AOL.
those audio settings. Like,
Oh yeah,
don't
someone
worry
has
about
definitely
it.
changed your audio settings.
I must have just like changed the setting.
Oh no, Aldous totally did this. He may have missed his side message to react to that.
Oh.
That was not supernatural. Aldous is messing with your computer to make it retro.
No, I mean, I'm just saying, like, what else could you possibly have? That's the newest and only possible way to use the internet.
Yes.
It's a message from the Chimera House Company. You can open it.
Yeah.
You open it, and it's addressed to you. like your name, and you realize, shit. You sent them an email from the company email address when you bought the tickets. And they looked you up and they're like, oh, that's fantastic. Ghost hunting crew wants to try for the prize and check out how awesome our house is. You can verify how authentic we make our recreations. How about an exclusive showing, one night only, just for you and your team? Friday,
Wow.
9 p.m. It's Tuesday right now.
Well, shit.
That doesn't leave us with a lot of time.
It's enough time to go scout out the address, get equipment, whatever else you want to do.
Well, and
I mean, it does give
they're-
us a chance to validate what's going on.
They're also saying recreations. I mean, that can't be very
Okay,
dangerous.
Let me ask you a question. It's not that I don't believe, but I have a hard time wrapping my head around the tarot cards. I'll be honest with you. What I want to know is how much trust do you put in them? Because I trust you.
Well, my cousin, one of the oracles of New Delphi, taught me how to use them, and she has very successfully told many a fate with the very set that I have.
And you trust your ability to read these cards correctly?
I beg your pardon.
No, it's a simple question. I mean nothing by it. I apologize.
Well, I would be lying if I said I'm 100% confident. I mean, I am only human.
Right. Everyone makes mistakes, that I understand, but the reading that you gave tonight was almost crystal clear from what you understand of these cards, correct?
Yes.
Okay.
Bradley brings up a good point.
That makes me very anxious about going into this house. I will be honest.
Bradley brings up a good point, though. That message was pretty clear, pretty cut and dry.
The rationalists among you immediately think to yourselves, but what if
Wait. Oh.
the message is for if we don't go? What if disaster is what happens if we don't go for the prize money? What if that means our one shot that we have in a month and a half will fail?
See, I was going to go with the message was almost too clear. Similar to what happened at the other house.
Also fair.
Now, Cass, how good are you with those cards?
You heard me just answer a friend, right?
Oh, no, I didn't mean interpreting them. I mean with the physical cards themselves.
Like shuffling?
Yeah.
Well, I shuffle them very well, thank you.
I'm just trying to think if maybe you're trying to get yourself a bigger part when we get back on the air. Maybe stack the deck in your favor.
Nobody's recording this. This doesn't go to anyone else but the people in this room.
Oh no, I'm aware. Cass, I'm just pointing out we've got two incredibly poignant readings right back to back. It's very
Doing a tarot card reading ain't hard, Aldous, at least not to a jaded jackass like you. You could go buy yourself a deck and see what you get.
Aldous is implying that she stacked the deck to get a incredibly...
I know.
Yeah.
That's why I'm saying you could go disprove it by just doing the reading. There's no way that happened twice in a row, especially if she's faking. Debunk that shit, Aldous.
Right, it's... what I'm saying is that we got two... So, yeah, Aldous just points out that Cass got the same, like, a very, like, scary reading at the last house, and then again...
Mm-hmm.
So
do you remember what happened in the last house?
That also, by the way, is what the rest of you would think as ghost hunting show. You don't debunk it just by pointing it out. You debunk it by empirically proving it can't happen. Get a different deck and see if it happens 3 times in a row with someone else dealing the cards.
Okay, I see what you're saying. All right. Sorry. Yeah. We'll solve this.
But like, I got a quick way we could settle it and start getting footage. So we set up the camera. I'll start shuffling the cards, see if what comes up. We just pass it, see how many times we can get it on footage.
All right. I think I'll do the third one,
Huh?
and then if Aldous isn't convinced by that, we can have him do the fourth. I will say, Aldous? You were one of 2 people who saw what happened in, I believe it was the kitchen of that house.
Once again, I am fully aware of Cass's abilities and powers. We've seen things, and I've personally seen things. I know that this does exist. It's just the rate at which some people claim it happens is what's in question.
Well, what I'm saying is she was right about that house. And then we come back here and she has almost a crystal clear impression of what we're going to do next. I mean, sure, let's put it to the test, but let's try and keep an open mind to something that has been proven correct before.
I'm just saying, let's turn on the camera.
Yeah, let's
let's
just turn on the camera and see what's going on.
Fine, but let's do this instead, and I'll go to my stuff, and I will, since as the skeptic, an occultist and a skeptic, I'll have a unopened deck of tarot cards. I've got like a stack of them.
Oh, that would be perfect. Get both of you on camera.
Yeah.
Just all that.
And then I'll bring that up. Cass, if you don't mind, use these this time, and I'll watch you shuffle.
Very well.
Well, let me go get some popcorn.
I think I'm gonna go make myself some coffee. I'll be right back. Put the coffee in.
Chris comes
Get my
back with like
flask
that
out.
giant bag of like the pre-popped popcorn.
And I watch them as hard as I can, analyzing every movement, every little thing, with my human lie detector ability, looking for any deceit or deviation in their shuffling.
I grab a bowl from the kitchen. See what you're doing. Can I have some?
Oh yeah.
You don't mind sharing, do you?
Heck no.
No,
He
thank
just
you.
pours a whole bunch in there.
You're gonna earn.
No,
You're gonna
better not
earn
eat by the
that. You're gonna earn that
microphones.
dessert. I'll tell you what. I'm
Yeah, I
gonna cook
won't
that
eat
for
by
you.
the microphone.
Go
Jason.
push your chairs back.
Jeez. That's some ASMR shit.
I lean into the microphone and just.
Cereal ain't spooky. Jeez.
Not cereal, it's popcorn.
Hey, you calm down. I'm a cereal, but you a killer.
Of popcorn.
Is that good enough for you?
Having watched the deck, I assume I'm comfortable that she's not deceiving me.
Yes.
At this moment, I'm sure I'll change my mind when I'm proven wrong. Okay, yeah. Go ahead, continue.
She holds the deck out to you.
This trick. I'll cut the deck instead of drawing from the top.
Okay.
So I do a cut and then flip the first one.
The Fool.
The Fool. Aha! Very funny. One more.
Strength reversed.
And one more, and that'll be...
Hanged Man. Feel like one more.
I draw the fourth one.
The devil.
I'll throw him on the ground and just store him out.
Well. Would anyone else like to question my abilities?
Does anyone else want to pull a card, just for fun?
Not question, but I would love to.
I'll do
pull a
it.
card.
I'll do it.
Hold
You
on,
make
hold
sure he
on. We
wipes
need to.
his hands.
Yeah, I'm gonna grab.
He wipes his hands
I got some
on
wet
his
naps.
hands and uses hand sanitizer.
Who's going first?
And Zane wipes. CJ pulls a card.
DJ's going first.
Yes.
Devil.
Mama said I was going to hell for being gay. I knew it.
You want to try again?
I'm going to hell anyway. What matter?
I'm gonna give it a shot. This is good fun, right?
Unless the devil's in Georgia. You might just be going down to Georgia.
Oh, that's true. I do have some family out in Georgia. All right. He pulls another card.
Devil.
The fuck? How in the hell are there 2 devil cards in the one deck?
3. He
Three.
pulled one already, didn't he?
Aldous pulled one.
I did. Yep.
What's going on here with my cards?
Those aren't your
Pulls-
cards.
Those
Pulls
Well, they're
another
mine
one.
now.
Yeah, that was my deck.
Not anymore.
That was my sealed, just opened in front of us
Yes.
deck.
And not
Oh,
only
was it
that,
for me?
but he went and got a gimmick deck. Like, this is one of those hippie decks that's like peace and love and angels and light. But like, it's a scary ass devil.
I'm gonna
I
give
really
it.
am
I'm
going
gonna,
to hell.
I'm gonna get a
Yeah.
camera right on top of the deck. This is spooky shit.
this is indeed spooky shit. I'm
I'm
gonna,
gonna draw a card and
Oh,
Devil.
right in front of the camera.
Devil.
The hell?
I am going. Do you mind? I'm just going to take the deck and just fan it out in front of the camera.
I actually, Cass is so taken aback that she just drops all the cards.
So they
They're
drop
all
it,
devils.
Go to the first
And I kinda
3
fan 'em
cards
out,
Aldous
and I
drew.
So you fan them out.
yeah, just kind
so
of
you
like
stack them up and you fan them out in a row.
Yep.
As you do that, this is a really creepy ass devil, and it's like veering off to the side. But as you fan them out, it slowly turns until it's facing you.
Oh shit. Oh no. No. No.
that's
Where's
that's some
I
good
need
ass
some
footage
incense.
right there.
I
Wow.
got to do a cleansing right now. I ain't doing this right now. Nope. Not today. Not
Holy
today,
crap,
Satan.
I mean,
Not today.
we could play that
Hell
like
no.
7 times, easy.
This is legitimately freaky. Oh, damn.
This has never happened before, except for when I drew all ghosts, and then
All
when I
bats.
drew all bats.
This seems.
Do you pick the deck up and like, nope, I'm flipping that over? Do you pick it up and put it back together? CJ? Or Bradley? Wow, I don't know why I called you CJ.
You know what? It is a bit unnerving, and I'm gonna pick him up and just put him face down.
So he picks them up and goes to put them face down, but trips on the rug, and he drops them again. But now they're just normal cards. And there's only one devil, and it's actually a peaceful, sexy-looking angel devil with abs.
Did I get that on
That
footage?
specification.
I don't know. You're gonna check that tape out because that was some amazing shit, Lupe.
Yeah, like shit. That's like a good solid.
The
4
footage
minutes,
shows
like, we
all
could
of
play
you
that.
reacting and freaking out, but the cards are just normal cards in the footage. Never drew the devil. Never drew
No.
the hangman.
Bradley, what did you put in the coffee? Seriously.
I didn't
No,
even have
no
no
goddamn
coffee.
hallucinogens. I mean, I put in my coffee a little whiskey, and you know how Aldous gets, so a little bit in his, like half a shot. He usually calms down after that, but nothing hallucinatory.
Y'all know this is showtime. This ain't funny.
You know what? I'm just tired. I think that's what it is. I did not get no sleep last night. and I'm that's what happened. I'm saying thing. I'm sleep deprived.
I'm
That's
gonna
what
pick
don't
him up.
happen.
I'm gonna pick him up, and I'm gonna go try and find all this.
Hmm? You turn around to try to find Aldous, and he's right there in the kitchen looking at all of you. He's just quietly standing in the back. He hasn't said anything.
I go
Yeah.
I go to give it back to him, and I want to flip him face up and just kind of fan him out to see what's
Normal
there
cards.
before I do, and then I just give him back to him, and then all right then.
You just snatch him out of your hand, like really jerktastically.
You know, Aldous, your demeanor is just more part of your charm, baby.
Grumble, 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 grumble.
He is quite the charming fellow.
Indeed. That's been a night.
I sit down at the kitchen table and, kind of exiting the scene, I think, for the most part for me. And I'll just kind of flip over the cards and I'll try to, like, shuffle them myself and stack them in different ways and, like, kind of just repeat everything and see, what comes up. And just, I don't expect anything to come from that.
Right.
But that's what I do for the next way too long.
Well, you got 4 days until your exclusive showing. You've got the address for where it's going to be at, and the information you already learned previously. Suspiciously little.
I'm gonna put some time and effort into just getting our equipment ready. Just kind of like nervously fumbling through our equipment, replace some of the batteries that are not charging correctly or not holding a charge. There's some cords that have been seen better days and stuff like that, and just try and in the back of my head I'm thinking we need to be prepared. I don't like this. I don't like this, but you know what? We're professionals. It'll be fine.
Does anyone else want to do anything actually productive this evening, or move the scene to the next day?
Maybe, like, since things got weird here.
Yep.
It may not be that house that's haunted. Maybe just this hotel. And that'd be like stumbling upon a treasure right before we make bank. I'm gonna see what I can find on this place, and like I just start looking into my tablet and information's coming up. Effectively, I'm using my black hat.
Remind us how that works for the people who don't know yet. For the Black Hack is a new Numina ghost hunters can purchase in the game.
So for Black Hat, just make sure I'm reading everything correctly here. Okay. Actually, I guess I do not have the page. Okay, there we go.
I can whip it up if you don't have it fast. It's up to you.
I had it in
Okay.
PDF here. This is scroll poorly. Okay. So
Alright.
it is a manipulation plus computer roll of difficulty 5.
And did you write down the fluff on it? If not, I'm going to
I've
tell
got
the
it
viewers real fast.
here. With the crushing flood of technology permeating almost every inch of our way of life, it was only a matter of time until younger ghost hunters found a way to blend magic and machine. Noticing the effects of ghostly energy upon technology, some bright hedge magicians hypothesized that the current could flow back into the spirit world. By using mobile technology and wireless internet, paranormal investigators have found multiple ways to interact with the ghostly realm, but with a click. So I would use these hedge magicians use their own bodies' electrical impulses as a sort of server that connects into the very fabric of reality. When using this ability, the magician cannot be so much as touched without creating dire consequences. It takes incredible concentration and focus for the magician to both code and be directional conduit for the magic at hand, or for the sneezes. If a magician's concentration is ever broken by the physical touch of another living being while this magic is being used, they take 1 level of aggravated damage as their entire nervous system overloads and shuts down. This can be life-threatening to a mortal, and only immediate medical attention, such as an AED or some magical healing ability, can bring the caster back from the brink.
Perfect. Let's do it.
So I will have to. It's a difficulty 5,
Okay.
which actually difficulty 3 for me because of my background.
When we built Lupe, we got this as low as possible on the dice rolls.
Gotta change that difficulty. Here's hoping. 5 successes.
5 successes? Nice. What is the information you're looking for? You get it all. That's a critical success.
You know, anybody who might have been murdered, especially if it was like in this room, like something that might have happened at this hotel that we're staying at, like that we can find like a haunting here. You know, like what is a spirit, like any spirits or anything that are like might be haunting our room specifically, and then kind of branch out if it's just like someone generally haunting.
The only person that's ever died in this roadside motel was an old man who came here with a hooker and had a heart attack and died, in his opinion, the best way possible in the late 60s. Otherwise, you're in a generic Midwest state, we won't specify, in a roadside motel that's cheap and doesn't see a lot of traffic. Not a lot of people have died here. On the land, people have died, going back quite a ways. With 5 successes, you can get the complete history. It's not like it's Native American burial ground or anything nonsense like that, but people died here because this was once prairie wilderness expanse.
Ooh, I take note of all of those, and just like we've got several stories, or at least like now we have an expose. It's like I don't know what's going on, but I got some cool stories about this place.
Some actual legit cowboys were murdered here, cattle rustle, Native Americans, and United States cavalry clashed and died here. Some settlers died from the pox. If you go back farther, you get even more ancient methods.
Oh, wow, got a lot of people with different stakes in some of these stories.
Say that again?
That we've got like a lot of different groups of people that could be interested in this. We got people who love cowboys, Civil War, you know, like, so this one could be a really good story for later on. But I don't know what's going on with this haunted house place.
Right. So we move the scene to the next day. What are you doing on Wednesday?
Well, I would like to be packing up all of my mediumship stuff. I've got a number of crystals. I've got my tarot deck. I've got my pendulum. I've got my spirit board. All those good things. Those props.
Okay.
Yay.
And cleansing them.
So that will take most of the day, yes. You have a lot. So between you and Bradley, you've actually packed almost everything important now. You still have 2 days.
Oh,
Yeah,
CJ kind of spends his time doing lots of meditation and trying to stay calm because he is extremely freaked out what had occurred the previous day. and he wants to keep as centered as possible.
CJ, roll wits plus empathy, please. Difficulty 6.
Oh, dear. Let's see. Oh gosh, my wits. This is gonna go great. Wits and empathy.
Yep.
I don't have any. This is gonna be great. Come on, I clicked you. Did it do the thing? Yeah, I got a 2. Woo!
2 successes? Excellent.
Yes.
Okay. You had a terrible nightmare last night, and you almost didn't remember it, because when you wake up, that stuff slips away rapidly. But you had enough presence of mind to scribble that down when you rolled out of the hotel bed. And one of your ancestors, ones you dream about frequently, which you can divulge to the group or not if you're saving that for later. You frequently have dreams about this person, but this dream was different. In this dream, it was like they were very far away and trying to scream to you, but no matter what they screamed, you couldn't hear everything. It was just static. And no matter how much you tried to get closer to them, they just got farther away.
Oh, fun.
And you couldn't hear what they were saying. It was very disconcerting, because normally those are very pleasant dreams, very lucid dreaming for you. You're in control. And this one, it was almost like sleep paralysis in the dream.
Oh no. Yeah, no. Chris shares that he had a really crappy sleep last night, and he explained his dream out loud. And he's drinking more coffee than he usually does. Chris doesn't drink coffee. What is this?
Well, I apologize, Chris. The last couple days have been pretty tough on everyone. I did find a really nice little diner down the road. If everyone wants to come partake, I could use a hot meal and some good comfort food. I'll be honest with you.
What time is it?
Morning. Whatever time you want it to be in the morning. I mean, since you're not on a shoot that's active, probably 9. The reason you're getting up at 6 a.m.
So, Bradley,
you're an old man.
That's kind of where I was going with that. Bradley, what time would you be having breakfast?
What time would I be having breakfast? Probably around now.
Okay.
About 9 o'clock. I usually wake up pretty early, but I don't eat till
9 o'clock. Breakfast at this hour? Hey,
I mean,
3.5 hours ago.
If you don't want any breakfast, my man, hey,
Then
look,
we
I
have a
can
quick
grab you some coffee.
flashback. We have a quick flashback. This is a motel, not a hotel, but it is a sleep in or days in, whichever's cheaper. I can never remember. And what we see a very bored night auditor whose shift is about to be up in an hour and a half, because it's 5:30 a.m. and he's still putting out the cheap ass danishes in the plastic and setting up the paper cups for the cereal. And he's got like the tray, because it's a tray. I used to do this. And he's carrying it into the breakfast room, and he almost drops it because all this is already in there sitting at a table. He's brewed his own coffee.
It's 5:31. Where's my breakfast?
Your flyer said 5:30. It'd be continental breakfast. What's wrong with you?
Promise made, promise kept. I think we're gonna need a discount.
So yeah, I'm on old man time. 9 a.m. is almost lunchtime.
I mean, hey, you want to join us for some brunch there? And,
Is all
you're more
this a
than
Karen?
welcome. This is just this is just for us, kind of like an ease down. Let's lower the tension a little bit, sort of deal. Try and reconnect a little bit.
But you already had
I'll
a bowl
try
of
eating at,
oatmeal
like,
and you're kind of full.
I was gonna say, I
will buy you your coffee if you want to come spend some time.
Actually, if you recommend, like, legitimately, you kind of see, like, when you recommend a diner specifically, he kind of has a look on his face, and he's like, "No, I'm okay. You enjoy it, though."
All right, well, Anybody else want to partake?
Yeah, I'll head out. For some reason, diner coffee seems to wake me up better.
Here they have some excellent blueberry pancakes.
Ooh, I love blueberry pancakes.
I'm gonna go back to the room, just like grab a couple pieces of toast and, start looking because we got the physical address of the haunted house.
Where it's gonna be. Yeah.
I was gonna say that's actually what I would like to do.
You
while
want
they
me to
go
bring
get coffee? I would want to do like a drive-by and kind of scope out the actual location.
You two, everybody who's staying behind, you want me to bring something back for you?
Cass, you want a blueberry muffin or like a Texas South cinnamon roll?
Oh, cinnamon sounds wonderful, and I'm sure that would help with warding away spirits.
Absolutely. All right, I'm gonna go head out. You coming?
Oh,
Hey,
sure,
come on, my
sure.
treat.
Okay, so we're gonna have Aldous and Lupe do the drive-by. All right. In that case, we're gonna do the diner first. Do you just drive till you find a diner, or did you actually look one up, Bradley?
I asked her. I asked around from the staff here that I was carrying stuff in and out. So I met
Oh yeah,
one or
they
two
can
of
definitely
them.
recommend you the best diner in the area, even though it's actually doesn't specialize in regular breakfast. They have a full menu. It's the local Large Marches Donut Bar.
Right. Yeah, it's breakfast and everything served 24/7. Absolutely. Yep. We're going there.
Is it Big Bertha's Bear Claw Boutique?
Bonanza.
No. It is Large Marches Donut Bar in every Vorpal Tales game across universes.
Understood.
Hell yeah.
So,
All right, I'm gonna go sit down. Order myself a 3-stack of blueberry pancakes with some sausage on the side, and a big heaping helping of bacon for whoever wants it.
it's fall. It's blueberry pancakes. They make them look like ghosts. They even have like a ghost ladle for the shape. It's amazing.
Oh, I'm excited. I'm gonna dig into these things, and I'm gonna be fat and sassy today.
Lupe and Aldous, you do your drive-by. It takes you an hour drive to get there, an hour drive to get back, and they'll probably still be at Marge's going, oh god, I can't move.
Yeah.
So you find the address, and you pull into the street. At first, it's a residential street,
Hold on.
one that's very close to a highway.
Hold on. I just want to make sure everyone's clear. It is an hour drive to this place. Aldous and Lupe by themselves in the van for an hour. Not a word is spoken.
It's bliss. It is
Yes.
perfect bliss.
I mean,
And they don't turn the radio on either.
Nope. No.
For a minute, Aldous turns on NPR and gets Lake Wobegon. They laugh at some of the jokes, and he turns it back off.
it's got to be a right change from the conspiracy theorists just going ham 24/7.
Every now and then, they glance at each other and smile.
Just.
So, it's a residential street off a highway, not an interstate, a highway. And the residential street goes east and west. You turn west, and you follow it, and eventually it runs out of houses, but the road keeps going for about a quarter of a mile. It looks like maybe there were going to be more houses built here, but, shit happens, and they didn't finish the neighborhood, right? It's just plots. And then your GPS is showing the addresses as you pass them where the houses would be. The plots still get addresses because that's how that works. And at the very end is a cul-de-sac, and it tells you your destination is directly ahead. You have arrived. But there's nothing there, just an empty plot.
In the fewest words possible, Lupe conveys to Aldous camera. Because that's all we need is one word. It's like I want to make sure everything's set up because this is where it's supposed to be, and if there's no house here and we got footage of nothing here and then we got footage of the house, that is big.
I'll if he parks the car in the street, I will without another word, get out of the van, go to the back, open it, grab one of the boxes I believe has a camera in it, probably, or the cases, and kind of bring it up to the front.
And it's actually just like photography camera. It's like, close enough.
Inside
Okay.
it's just an infrared camera.
And we'll just do
He
pictures.
does manage to grab a camera, but it's a huge cam. Still works.
We'll do pictures of me like pointing at like, you know, where they put the address, like on the what would have been the street and
Yep.
sidewalk, and you know, just me like.
As you wander around and look, you do see stuck in front of the plot in the yard is a sign covered in fake spider webs and spider cloth. You know what I'm talking about.
Mm-hmm.
Like dollar store kind.
Sure.
Coming soon, Chimera House.
Like, take a picture of like the date on it. Like,
Doesn't have a date. It says coming
Well-
soon, Chimera House in spooky white paint that's leaking on purpose.
no, like pose with that, but like hold up a sign that has the date.
Oh, got
on
it. Yes.
So like, we were here on this day, and this is what's here. Nothing.
Yeah, Aldous, without
Completely can't be
hesitation or
edited.
question, just goes and takes a newspaper from one of the houses on the street and just yeah, they don't need this.
All this is like, I'll be back 5 minutes later because the nearest house is like 5 blocks down. You hear some guy shouting from very far away, "Boy, that's my paper, asshole!"
Where's the nail?
Love this guy.
Grumble, 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 grumble.
Yeah,
And then yeah, we do the picture with the newspaper.
yeah.
I look at the plot. Me and Lupe, can we analyze the plot itself? Like, how big is it?
2 acres,
Oh, damn.
square,
I didn't
2
know that.
square acres.
Okay, so it's got some space to it.
Yeah. You could fit a decent 2-3 story house in there, yeah.
Okay.
With a, smallish yard.
Sure.
And it backs up to some woods. If you're exploring it closely, however,
Yeah.
please roll Perception plus Empathy, difficulty 7.
Meanwhile, I'm just taking a blueberry. I'm like flicking it,
It was both of us rolling that,
seeing
right?
how far
Aldous
I can
got
get it
2
across the
successes.
Yeah, you can also roll, Lupe.
banner. Ooh,
4 successes. Oh, no. Sorry, that was still difficulty 3.
Sorry, what'd you say?
That was the wrong difficulty.
No, difficulty 7. Unless you get
No, mine was still at difficulty 3.
Oh, sorry. Why is mine rolling like 3? Okay. Jeez.
5 successes.
How many?
5.
Wow, Lewis is on fire tonight.
Nice.
Still the first time it matters, probably.
well done.
You get a general bad vibe here, Aldous.
Okay.
Just, you don't like it. It's a bad vibe. Like, to the cul-de-sac is making you feel like you're trapped in a dead end. It's almost like you need to get outside for air, but you are outside. It's also that feeling like when the pressure changes because you're an old man.
Mm-hmm.
You know it's going to rain and your knees ache. You did that too.
Sure, yeah.
I mean, that's obviously a satellite orbiting overhead taking pictures of you. I mean, your body
Lupe,
can simply
intelligence
consciously-
plus academics, please.
Difficulty 7.
6. And no satellites, Bradley. Sorry.
I'm sorry, intelligence plus.
Academics. You're doing math in your head right now.
Geometry floating all over my head.
Yes. Literally geometry, actually. Yes.
You just have a beautiful brain moment.
2
Nice.
successes.
2 successes. You can't quite figure out how or why, but the dimensions of the plot don't add up. It should be a perfect square, but it's not. And every time you try to figure out which side is wrong, you can't.
It's like
It's almost like the geometry is, I don't know, non-Euclidean.
I mean, the
Ghoulish
government
geometry.
has people working on that. They need to be able to have these things be fluctuate so that they can,
But obviously, you can't take a tape measure to it to figure it out. It's just in your head, eyeballing it. It's driving you crazy. You can't figure it out. Also, it's flat, but it doesn't seem like it's flat. It's like you lay down on your stomach and you look at it from the side with your head on the ground. It's ripply. But then you stand up and look at it and it's just flat again. And it's really driving you nuts, but you can't figure it out.
I mean, how else do you think the government Doctor Who's buildings?
Doing that for like.
Also, you
5
are
minutes.
able to both freely walk through it. It's not like there's an invisible house there. You walk around, you stand in the middle, you go to the far end and touch a tree. That part's all normal.
Check if there's like any divots in the ground, like some foundation that's already there, or like some trap door that the house is going to elevate from.
Perception plus alertness.
Three.
Not only do you not see any of that, you notice what else would be missing. There doesn't seem to be any well or public water meter, or the thing that sticks up out of the ground when you have city water. There doesn't seem to be lines for cable or electricity coming from the nearest pole.
I make a note that as soon as we get back to the hotel, like check all the like city permits and stuff like for this land. Like how the heck, like maybe because there's no lines, they can build a house here that's temporary or something. But it's like this that there's no way that there's going to be an actual house that's just like here tomorrow or in the next few days. So that like this is just what the F, and taking pictures of this.
Do you do anything else before you leave specific, or switch scenes back to your computer using the internet at the cheap hotel?
There is an easy way to get some baseline measurements too.
There is, but you can't help them because you're not there to tell them.
Oh, never mind then. I was gonna say if you have an Apple phone.
Nope.
No. Don't exist. Why would you have a phone in some sort
they
of
don't exist in this
Macintosh or
world?
Granny
Okay.
Smith? Like, what the heck's wrong with you?
Well,
It's
there's
an
Apple
orange
phones, but
phone.
you're not in the scenes. You can't help them. Their phones are Androids.
Clearly.
So, I would try to take pictures of like from
Yes.
each corner of the person.
You get full recording of the whole thing, moving and still.
and then
And it looks normal. It looks like to your eyes and in the camera and in the video, it's all the same this time. Nothing different.
I might go to the closest people, like, and just see if they've heard of any construction. Like a lot of times, if people have to build in an area, there's like they get permits.
So you got the angry old man you stole the paper from on one side, and on the other, a housewife who's home with a sick kid.
Who heard about the paper
ask
being
the
stolen?
housewife.
Okay. Now, when you examine both of them, you're also struck by how cookie cutter this residential neighborhood is. Like, housewife, that's weird to begin with. Like, what makes her have to stay home? Doesn't she have a job too? But no, it's like leave it to Beaver in this neighborhood. It's a little weird. But she answers the door, complete in address and everything. Oh, how can I help you?
Yeah, so we were invited to a haunted house that was like it's supposed to be over down that way, but there's nothing there, and we were wondering if you had like heard of any construction that was going on.
She, by the way, doesn't have like a straight up 50s hairstyle. She has a very conservative bob cut with black hair. She's got brown eyes, very conservative dress. She's about 5'10". She's pretty, but extremely stereotypical housewife. Extremely stereotypical house itself, too, for that kind of leave it to Beaver neighborhood. And she says, oh, yes, I think they show up Friday. Should be great blast for the whole neighborhood. I sure hope it's family friendly.
Is it weird she creeps me out than everything else we've done tonight?
Have you not heard about this house? Because I'm not sure they are family friendly.
I mean, I've heard what the other lady said in the sewing circle, sure.
Oh, you've heard some detail, like they've been there?
Well, no, just that it's gonna be a haunted attraction for the neighborhood.
And like
like a
using
pumpkin
that
patch, caramel
Like-
apples.
the way she's saying this is definitely like ringing weird in my head. It's like these are very more like the words are so much more elaborate. It's like, oh, okay.
Yeah, can I do my human lie detector to kind of like read her and see what's going on?
You can, and you get nothing.
Okay.
By which I mean
She has
you get nothing.
Yeah.
Positive or negative. You can't read her.
All right, cool. Well, if I can't get anything out of her, obviously nobody can. So I tap Lupe and I'm just like, we can go.
I think I try to do more of those interviews, but I'm gonna have a camera and just get their opinions, because this is weird, especially like this. If more people talk like her, all this, that's gonna be great footage.
The guy across the street is 100% stereotype. Get off my lawn, dang kids. He doesn't swear, and he's not overly rude about it. He doesn't talk to you. The next two houses on both sides, which is 4 houses total, no one's home.
Well, I take some footage of like the neighborhood and go like, there's nobody here.
Cookie cutter houses, like you would see in a modern residential neighborhood.
Perfect.
Well kept up yards. Every single one of them has evidence of wife, husband, and children, or retirees. All the yards are well maintained. All the gardens are well maintained.
I'm okay. I'm gonna just leave Lupe to his thing. I'm gonna go back to the van.
Okay.
When I get back to the van, I want to do the same thing that I did before, because this is freaking me out. The fact that even though I'm going to be skeptical and not necessarily believe Cass all the time, I know Cass has powers the same way that I do. And not being able to read a person, and everyone having these weird quasi-50s-esque look to them, I want to see what the situation is here. So I'm going to actually go ahead and pull out a little something that I have in that I keep on my person, and I'm going to make a small kind of poke into my thumb and let some blood run out, and I'm going to draw a I'm going to draw a stave on myself. Same one from before. The prayer stave. Written on the magician's body, the caster can see and speak to any ghost in their vicinity. So I have to make a stamina plus occult roll. 6 because it's written in human blood. Character must be in possession of their magical tool, which is it's me. Otherwise, they cannot perform this path of hedge magic. 1 level of bashing damage per level of the power, unless stated. So I just take 1 bashing damage, and if there's ghosts, I can see them and talk to them.
Sure, go for it.
Okay. Stamina plus occult. Difficulty is 6. Alright, I've clicked the button. Now the waiting game.
I think it's stuck. Because it's just spinning.
Yeah.
Try again.
It did this to me last roll too, so... Yeah. Give me 1 sec.
Browser refresh time.
Yeah.
Okay.
I just want to point out to the viewers that Voodoo Arcade called himself a magical tool.
I did, because I am. Suck it.
Valid.
Magic!
I got 5 successes.
That was worth the wait. There are no ghosts.
No ghosts.
By which I mean critical success. There are no ghosts in the neighborhood. No spirits of any kind.
That was going to be my
neighborhood.
following question. That's weird, right?
Yeah.
For there to be, like, you know, obviously not all ghosts or spirits are, like, out there trying
There's
to eat
quiet
your
zones.
face.
Nulls are weird.
Yeah. This is a complete dead zone. This is a complete dead zone, even of the dead.
Yes. Which is information in and of itself.
Yep. Yep. I will analyze that, and I'll sit grumpily in the car waiting for Lupe.
I'll probably be getting back like a minute
But,
after
yeah.
he finishes.
Somehow at the same moment. Like a TV show.
Do I? Oh, sorry.
As you pull away, the lady you talked to is just standing in her doorway smiling at you, waving. And doesn't stop, like, until you're literally out of sight.
Can I make
Smile
one,
never moves, no variance.
Can I make one
Grab the
final?
camera, put it, and I'll just take a picture.
Can I make one final check before as we're driving off?
Sure. For what?
And I don't know if we can, like, again, I just want to look and, like, really stare at her and really look. I know she's not a ghost. Is she a person? Is she actually
She's a
real?
young, pretty housewife. She's got brown eyes, jet black hair cut in a conservative yet very becoming style for her. She's fit. She's got nice, smooth, young, caramel brown skin. Yeah.
Is there anything I can do to look past all of that and see if this is not actually a human being?
Not unless you've got some power I don't know about. You're not supernatural. You're just a dude.
Okay. Alright.
Do make a note to look into sewing circles in the neighborhood.
Sure.
Okay.
Book clubs.
The scene
always
changes to later in the
bookmarks.
afternoon. You found nothing. Like, they don't have a Facebook page, or if they do, it's private. Which, in hindsight, you're like, that kind of makes sense. It's just a bunch of people from the neighborhood. Why would they have a public-facing page?
Do they have a Twitter?
You don't know who they are. You got to know people's
No.
names and handles to find Twitters.
I
There
do
is no
look into
Twitter
that
for
neighborhood.
this neighborhood. The City
So-
Watch doesn't have a Twitter.
So
We were not
while
going to trading this town, but I would try to look into that neighborhood, like how long has it been there? You know, like this is really weird. Like, why is there such a large section that is otherwise suburbs? Like,
It's an incompleted residential zone, like it looked like to you. Like, they started building it 10 years ago and just never finished. Before that, there were houses previously. They were bought out and razed to rebuild it into a nice gentrified neighborhood.
So we've been traveling for a pretty long time. I assume I know roughly.
I don't know what you mean.
Well, I assume I know what people want for like lunch and dinner, for the most part.
Oh yeah, no, we've been
Yes.
friends for like years.
Yeah.
Yes.
So I'm gonna order that and bring it back to them as a sign of, you know, been a rough couple days. Here's some good food and some. Let's get some rest. We got a lot. To
Aldous
do.
is grumpy, and Lupe is paying no attention to you because he's absorbed in a mystery.
I'm just
The
gonna
other
set
two
it
might be
next.
thankful, though.
how the
I'm gonna
fuck
set
was
it next to
wrinkly and
Lupe.
flat? Like, how is it wrinkly and flat?
I'm gonna set it next to Lupe and just he'll get to it when he gets to it.
Oh shoot! Thank you, Bradley. That's mighty nice of you.
And
Ah.
If you're looking for something more specific on the neighborhood, you can ask. But yeah,
who,
We got
like,
we got a lot of work to do in the next
I don't
couple
know.
of days. It's
Maybe
gonna
Why?
be
you have an
hectic.
idea.
I would want to look into like who was the developer and like why they stopped, you know, and maybe from there I can find out like maybe someone bought.
Housing company went bankrupt during the burst in the odds.
So theoretically, someone could have bought the land since then and maybe is leasing it to this haunted house attraction, and kind of like that's the rabbit
Yeah,
hole. I'll
that
go.
is entirely possible. Yep.
Yeah.
The land is publicly owned by the city, so the city could definitely lease it out to something that they thought would bring money into the city. To you, that makes logical sense.
I mean, obviously they're using this as a cover to install something beneath the ground, which is why it looked like it was waving, because it's actually moving down there, right? And the city
Everyone
needs
rolls their
places.
eyes real hard at Bradley. This is not unusual.
The city needs places to put, you know, let's call them skeletons that every political opponent has from their closet into, you know, wherever they're going to go. Like, this is not uncommon.
But you're not wrong.
You know what? And then it's like they've told us, but like we're so like brainwashed. We think that it was
Right.
all this
I mean,
illusion. a
You're
haunted
looking at
house.
you're looking at it.
Literal.
It's the haunted house came here. They just use this as an excuse to build underneath the ground, and the haunted house has a basement to it. So what they do is, as soon as the haunted house moves out, they just refurbish everything, and then all
And
of a
that's
sudden
how
there's-
Wednesday night goes. What do you do with your Thursday?
I think we're hearing part 2 of the lecture over breakfast.
You gonna do what?
Hear part 2 of that lecture. um. So at this point, we know the location, but there's nothing there. I think I would want to like visit that spot like every day, like at least maybe at the end of the day or something, but like go out there and see if like, oh yeah, they started throwing it up just this morning, you know, like kind of document this. That's like, yeah, they would have actually had to build it in the last 4 hours kind of thing, you know, if I can get that much documentation.
You go there Thursday afternoon, the street's blocked off. There's police there, and the officer tells you there's a gas leak. We had to evacuate everyone temporarily. Should be fine by tomorrow.
Okay, gas leak. I go back. And
He gives you a weird look because it clearly smells like gas in the air. It's like stinky.
Props can do that. Like, that's not that hard.
He has no idea what you're talking about, but he tells you to please move along, sir.
Go back. I let everybody know. It's like they're faking some like gas attack.
It's a really realistic gun that officer had. Totally a fake, yeah.
It make a lot of sense. Bradley believes me.
No, that was an actual real gun. You think that not only was it a real gun, it had poison bullets in it. I mean, that's how they get away with a lot of their stuff, is you have to be able to knock someone out. And the only way to do that is to inject them. The only way
It's
to
Thursday
do it.
by now, Steve. What you missed was we moved to Thursday because no one wanted to listen to conspiracy theory all night.
I did.
So Lupe went out Thursday afternoon to try to look at the plot again, but the neighborhood was blocked off because of a gas leak. Temporary evacuation.
Sure. Okay.
And
That
very
makes sense.
real cops were
Several
summoned.
very real police officers in very real cars with very real weapons and badges, yes.
All
Lupe
right.
was impressed with the theatrics.
Wow. Okay.
So if they're making
And they even made the air
six
smell like a
figures
gas
on
leak.
this, I imagine that whoever's making six figures is putting a couple grand back into the community and getting City Hall to do this show for them.
Sure. Yeah. That makes sense.
Like, I'll look into all this like gas leak business. You know, like it should be making the papers if it's real. But,
Nice.
Cass would like to commune with her ancestors on this day and any of the other spirits that are willing to work with her for protection and whatever else they might need when they go into the house tomorrow.
If that's a mechanical power, you'll need to specify exactly what you want to do. If it's generic, then yes, that word is enough.
It's just generic.
Okay. You do so. You feel a lot better after you do that.
Yay.
Anybody else got a Thursday chore, or are you just gonna prep for Friday?
Chris is still a little unnerved from the dream that he had the other night. Had a hard time sleeping. Still. He's feeling really nervous about Friday. Because, I mean, it's just supposed to be a haunted house, but all these signs are pointing to something weird. And, he's starting to think about what the ghost said back in the other house. Don't go into the house.
Trying to think he wants to do about that, or is he just generally nervous?
Maybe he wants to see if he can try to talk to his Meemaw. If she has any,
This is the spirit, correct?
yes, any otherworldly advice.
You're unable to make contact. You imagine it's because you're a bundle of nerves and can't focus and meditate.
Oh no, Meemaw.
You don't think there's anything wrong with Mima.
Well, that's good.
Sometimes when you're too worked up, you can't get in the zone to do it. I'm guessing that's what's happening.
Makes sense. Okay.
Couldn't possibly be anything else, exactly.
Absolutely nothing's wrong. Everything is A-okay.
Anybody else got any Thursday tasks?
oh,
Which basically is all this. Lupe spent the day driving again.
Yeah, I would, if I can, I would like to actually do occult research about the concept of, quote, Chimera House. Starting with the Chimera, and then anything that comes to that, and see if I can find any occult writings about this concept.
No. You do find all of the urban myths and legends about it, though. There's a bevy of information about that, including when the urban legend first popped up and what people used to think the first place was and how it spread, and the creepypasta story and the TV show spin-off. You find lots of information on it, but
Okay.
it's all urban legend crap, nothing real.
Okay, so all that exists in this world?
Yes.
Okay.
I'm sorry, creepy macaroni.
Yeah, sure. Okay.
So if you want to know any specifics about the urban myth, I can give it to you. There's no occult stuff about it. Because, according to lore, it's just an urban legend.
Right. I mean, I know a lot of that stuff personally, but if you want to fill in the other players who might not know, or the audience, like...
We didn't do a thing in the first session. You should go watch the first session, because it's dope.
Okay. So if we just find everything that we covered in the first session, then we don't need to spend the time on it. Okay.
All right. Thursday passes. It is now Friday. You have the morning and afternoon to prepare yourselves. And if there's nothing you want to do, we can jump straight to the evening.
Yep, Chris Scott has nothing to do other than making sure he takes all of his meds and make sure that all of his meds are with us in the vehicle, especially that small little bottle of nitroglycerin, because we can't have Aldous having a heart attack because someone goes poop.
Lupe?
I probably start making a trailer for this, like, oh, this is gonna be a great story.
Can't hear you. What?
That I'd be like working to make like a trailer for all of this, putting all the
Okay,
bits together.
nice.
So,
Make me a computer plus intelligence roll. If you get at least 2 successes, it's a very sexy trailer. It's very slick. Everyone is impressed.
Can I help him with the trailer?
Not unless you have at least 2 dots in computer.
I do have 2 dots in computer.
Yes, you can roll it.
so then I wait and then see if I get bonus dice,
Right, he has to roll first, correct.
Okay, so I'm rolling computer and what else?
Intelligence.
Oh. I tried.
All right, Lupe.
I have 1 in intelligence.
Okay.
CJ dropped out of high school. It's not his fault.
Oh,
He had big dreams.
oh.
It didn't
CJ's there
roll.
mostly for the that's spooky.
That really is. Like, I purposely built him not to be the smartest crayon in the box. He got 4 successes! Ah!
It's the best trailer the show's ever done, even when you were syndicated.
Take
All right,
that!
Bradley, anything you're doing this day?
Let's go on the street.
Who needs an education?
No one does. I mean, the trade schools are much better. I mean,
I
education.
mean, Lupe's been to college. Just saying.
I mean, it fills your head with all sorts of. I don't know.
He complains about the debt constantly.
Yeah, it's debt, and then it gives you the wrong ideas. I mean, they don't even teach you how to do your own taxes. I mean, geez.
But are you doing anything, Bradley, spouting conspiracy theories about college?
Yeah, I am. I'm gonna triple check that all specifically. I made sure all the mundane equipment was okay last couple days. I'm going to go through my specialty equipment and just kind of tinker with it, toy with it, make sure everything is up to snuff, and just try and make sure that all of my equipment is there and that everyone is going to go in there happy, hunky-dory, and because this place is really creeping me out, so I want to have my A game on
Chris?
already before I even step in the door.
Yes.
Or Cass, I'm sorry. Cass?
Yeah, that was really weird. I heard you, and I knew that was me, but I couldn't open my mouth.
Ghost had you.
I was just about to say it was the motherfucking ghosts.
Yes. What?
What are you doing with your day?
Trying to think if there's anything I can do. any abilities of mine are best used in the moment of
Yeah,
encountering
you can just
anything.
say there's nothing you can do if you don't think there is. Merely presenting the opportunity, not implying there's something missing.
Oh, okay, that's a relief. All right, well then, yeah, I'll just be finishing up last touches on getting ready.
And Aldous.
I said what I was doing today.
Yeah, I might have missed it. This is Friday, by the way.
Oh, in the morning? No, do grumpy stuff.
No, just grumpy stuff.
Uh,
Okay.
You may have +2 dice to a roll for saying grumpy stuff. All right. It is now 8 o'clock, and you're pulling into the neighborhood. You may take over the scene before you actually round the corner and park at the house. You're all in the SUV because you don't need both trucks because you can't take all your equipment. It's not a research visit. You're only going to be able to be allowed to take whatever you're holding when you go in.
Who's driving?
Whoever has the highest drive.
I have 1 dot. Was that me?
Guess that's you.
See.
Okay.
Remember, drive dots are only for under pressure. That just means you're very, very good at it. Everyone can drive. It's just their reflexes aren't as good as yours. Maybe you did some stunt driving as a teenager.
Oh yeah, no, going to the back roads. Definitely. Okay. So we're just gonna assume that Chris is driving. Hoo-wee! What'd you take? I thought you said there was nothing in this neighborhood.
Huh? Come from the back.
I mean, it's looking pretty. It's looking pretty over here. Look at that now. See, that hedge is in the shape of a swan. Now that's some fancy right there.
Oh yeah, yeah. Most of this.
Well,
place is pretty
what's the term?
creepy. Let's go to the haunted houses.
So you're around the corner,
That's fan.
and in the cul-de-sac is in fact a 3-story house, completely black. It's even got buttresses and a turret. It's Victorian. Bay windows, arched rooms on the 3rd floor.
I'd be
Is it supposed to look like that?
well, like I pull up photos that I took when I was with Aldous, and like, you know, like was I hallucinating? Like this is the same spot, and like, you know, kind of trying to mimic the angle of the photo to show like no, like it, from what we could tell, there wasn't supposed to be anything here. You know, like compare those 2 shots.
Yep,
So
there was
how's there
nothing
a
there 2 days
full-blown
ago.
house
Now
now?
there's a house. A big one. It's also got a wrought iron gate and a fence surrounding the entire property. A metal fence. Like 8-foot tall stone with the metal topping.
You guys said this was completely empty 2 days ago?
And the gate itself is one of those big double swing open gates. And the whole thing is lit up with Halloween lights across the front.
Lupe goes over and tries to like push the like.
Oh, you're still driving towards it. If there's something you want to do before you actually get there. Also, the 4 lots that were empty on either side to the left and right of it before you got to it are now converted to, there's little signs up saying, parking, start here, you know, like a theme park has to organize the parking. There's no one there, though, because this was exclusive for you. It doesn't actually open until next weekend.
See, I told you, the city's got money.
The parking lot's lit up. Signs are everywhere. There were signs leading here. The gate's lit up. The walkway on the other side of the gate going towards the house is lit up, but the house is completely dark.
Try to see if I can push the wall, like if they, yeah, it might be like a concrete wall that's on the ground, but if they didn't,
Do you turn in and park first?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
We're not out of the car yet.
You pull into one of the parking spots. Everything's well lit up, but there's no one around. There's no attendance.
Hello?
So you get out, and before you walk up and play with the wall, what do you each carry? Because you're only going in with what you're holding. Decide and write it down.
Aldous carries with him a small notebook with a few different writing instruments, something to prick himself in case he needs to write something in blood, cigars, a lighter.
You got a cigar case, and you've got your little handbag, old man handbag that looks like a bowling ball handbag with arcane implements. What else? Anything?
I'm trying to think stuff to debunk stuff.
If you can think of a piece of equipment, you probably have it. If it's really weird, you won't. That's why you need the prize money.
I want a little like device, just kind of like a little, almost like a wind vine, but like kind of handheld. That I can hold out, and that would help me find drafts. So when we hit, yeah, stuff like that.
We can say you have a variety of small debunking instruments that if you can make it up on the fly, they're in your bowling ball bag.
Boom, I appreciate that. Let's run with that.
CJ.
CJ is taking his cell phone with him, which is fully charged, and dowsing rods.
Anything else?
An inhaler.
Okay.
And
Valid.
a small little bottle of nitroglycerin for Aldous.
Okay. Cass. You can say your medium props are in a bag you're carrying, but is there anything else?
It was so wholesome. Definitely pendulum, tarot deck, scrying crystal, salt, various warding crystals that are smoky quartz, snacks, and water.
Good choice. How much snacks and water?
Probably 3 snacks per person. They're probably protein bars. And then 1 water per person. And then also like blessed water.
Okay. Write that down. Oh, what else? Although that does make your bag a little heavy. That's a lot of water.
It is a lot of water.
I'll carry my own water bottle to make it feel better, like make it easier.
If you have something to put it in, you probably want your hands free.
He's got one of those really fancy water bottles that has like the clips for the belt. But it hooks
Approved.
right on his belt.
I feel like there's something else I wanted, but
Just
Exactly.
like that. Yeah.
yeah, I think that'll be all for I think
I'll come back to you after everyone's done in case you think of it. 'Cause once you're in, you're in.
Okay,
Bradley.
First, I want to unmute myself. Then I want to have a tote, little, like 6 by 24 inch tote, filled with like just my specialty equipment for my background.
Yep.
All battery
However, you don't
operated,
have any
obviously.
large cameras. Everything you have has to be handheld. We'll deal with that as it comes.
Okay, and then I'm assuming like I got, just for my own sake, I got the I think it's the Motorola Z that has the really like incredible camera setup for the back of it. They're really clip on. But I haven't changed my phone in a while. I have it set up exactly how I want it to be. So the camera on it's not top of the line, but it'll do in a pinch. And then I just have like all this has been rubbing off on me a little bit, and I have just a old school like pad of paper and a pencil in my breast pocket. And I keep in the briefcase also just a thing of water.
Okay, write it down. Lupe.
So fanny packs are out of the question.
Oh no, absolutely, you could have one.
Okay.
The more pastel, the better.
Perfect. I'll basically have it look like the Fresh Prince kind of watercolor.
Yeah, that's what I'm looking for.
Yeah.
If you're gonna have a fanny pack, it can't be like, powder blue or pink, because that's perfectly acceptable. You got to make it weird.
Someone give that man all the bonus dice.
So a few things that I'm gonna bring: a cell phone, a flashlight, notepad and pen.
Good call on the second one.
A small tool set, so like screwdrivers.
Universal, right?
Yeah, like little universal thing. Spare
A multi-tool.
batteries and power banks, so that we can charge our cell phones on the go. That we got batteries for our cameras. I'll carry a few water bottles. I have some clipped around my belt. Essentially create a full utility belt-esque sort of situation going on.
So most of you look like you're here for a fun evening. Lupe looks like he's going to war.
Yeah, and then I'll have a few, like 2 bananas, 3 apples, and a Ziploc bag of cherry tomatoes.
Interesting. Write it down. Circling back to Cass, you remember the thing you couldn't think of.
Incense. And
Done.
something to light it with.
Also done. Okay.
Can you add rolls of
So now we can jump back to Lupe, who wanted to push on the wall. Yeah, it is a real legit stone wall, not brick. Not like Foss stone. It's a gritty stone. Yes, all this.
I was going to ask Cass if they can add rolls of sage to that.
That would be part of the cleansing kit they mentioned.
Oh,
I would have allowed that.
Perfect. Okay.
Hey, Aldous, you're pretty strong. You want to help push this wall with me?
What?
Pretty sure we can knock it over.
Yeah, get some of that old man strength going on.
I'm sorry.
Yeah. You beat all 3 of us,
Pretty handily, not gonna lie.
I would probably be able to do it. I think I've got like a 2 or 3 in strength.
I
So you
literally
just sit there and watch
I
them.
literally stand there staring at them, dumbfounded.
That's what I was gonna ask. What about you, Cass? You gonna help push on the wall?
Yeah, of course.
The 4 of you push on the wall while Aldous is just behind you, like going, "Fuck is wrong with you people? Why am I here?" You all push on the wall. It's a gritty, firm stone wall. It's dry and crumbly, like it's been there for years.
Man, I tell you what, the attention to detail. I mean, how does this just pop up in a day? I mean, I tell you what, the government has all sorts of money. I'd love to do some research when we get a little bit of time on how to make it as fast construction here. I have a sneaking suspicion here. I mean, you talked about that there was quite
the rest
possibly
of you go in and leave Bradley
extraterrestrial-
standing there? Okay. You make your way to the gate. You push it, and it opens with the most ominous of creaks. It is amazing, the creak. The creak is like... But it swings open.
Good
But
setup.
it's not weird.
Yeah.
This is completely normal.
Also,
Gotta give
nobody
them
at the
some
gate.
W2.
No ticket taker or anything.
Check for some wiring. Yeah. Gears.
Perception plus alertness.
for everyone.
Nope, just Lupe, because he's the only one who mentioned
A man can dream.
it.
3.
Nice.
No wires, and I don't mean you missed them. There are not. There are no wires.
Shit, man.
It's
and
creaking
magnets,
like it hasn't been oiled in years.
Okay,
And when you look at it with 3 successes, it hasn't been oiled in years. You can see the rust flakes and everything.
I mean, you talk about extra-dimensional pockets in space. This is something that a friend of mine has ran into Yeah, I mean, they can just fold in and out of existence whenever they want. And it takes an impressive amount
Lupe
of
goes inside. Okay. Lupe steps through the gate and starts walking towards the house.
Hey, where'd you all go?
I'm looking for
come,
what they're doing.
come on,
I'm gonna check it out.
Bradley. Bradley, tell me more about these dimensional pockets as we head towards the house.
I mean, it requires an
Cass
absolutely
and Aldous,
massive
do you head
amount
inside?
of it.
Which of you
I just
is last?
continue going.
Cass is actually going to light one of her incense sticks and say a quick prayer. I was trying to say Greek and quick at the same time.
You succeeded.
A Greek prayer that is to the spirits that may or may not be there, and she's going to stick the incense stick right in the center of the pathway at the gate.
Okay. So you're the last one through then, or is all this going to wait and go after him or after her?
It's a good question. What do you think, Aldous?
No, I actually want to stick mostly with Lupe. He tends to be the one I can...
He annoys you the least?
Annoys me the least, can get things that I ask for. Yeah.
Okay. You stick your incense stick down, and then you stand back up and walk inside, and the second you're past the gate, it slams shut behind you with a boom that echoes. Makes you jump, like you literally jump in the air a little.
I mean, who would put actuators on a gate like that? That just
Do you whip around on reflex?
Yes.
Perception plus alertness.
Perception plus alertness.
May I roll as well?
Nope. You're too far ahead. The walkway curves away from the gate. You can't see through the stone wall.
Difficulty 6?
Yep.
Okay. Here we go. Or not. Oh, there it goes. How? Why? What? What? How did I get 0? That's depressing.
0 successes. Because you're too busy staring right at one very important detail. You missed the thing the roll was for. Your car is gone. That's what's distracting you from noticing anything else.
Everyone, the car's gone.
They're almost to the door.
Immediately turn around. Wait, hold up. The car with all of our equipment in it?
The car's gone. The car's gone. The car's gone.
The car gone.
The gate.
What 3,000-pound car just don't go away like that, Cass?
Well, I didn't touch it.
Yo,
I didn't do anything.
You shouldn't have stolen that guy's newspaper. That guy's a carjacker, apparently.
There's a very large, loud crack of thunder and immediately starts pouring.
Oh, shit! I meant to do that.
You are getting soaked, and so are your bags of equipment.
Running inside.
Yeah.
Immediately runs towards the door.
What'd you say, Lupe?
If the front door is open, like I'm in the front door, and I'm like,
It's not open, but I mean, it's got an overhung porch either way.
Yeah, run up to the porch.
Creepy ass overhung porch.
I
You-
walk.
What'd you say, Bradley?
So I walk with.
You walk. You're carrying the
us.
most expensive equipment.
It's a waterproof case.
Are you sure?
Yes, obviously. No.
Well, Bradley's sure. No
Bradley
one else
would
is.
not have a non-waterproof case. Believe me, he loves his equipment. He would make sure. But he's just like, man, I fucking hate this goddamn rain. Now our car's gone. I swear to God, I am. And I'm going to do my best impression of all this on my way up to the stairs.
10 out of 10.
The stairs are the stairs, the porch, the house, everything is wood. And this isn't a sided house, so it's like old haunted house wood, like a Victorian house. I don't know if you know, you probably do, but Victorian houses require a massive amount of constant upkeep to look beautiful. Otherwise, they look like a haunted house within months. True Victorian that isn't prepped for modern weatherproofing. This one has not been kept up in a long time. At least that's how it looks. Obviously, Lupe, and I'll just tell you it's a fake. It's a really good, not kept up fake, though. But yeah, paint, peeled wood, splinters, old rotten boards. Everything creaks and sags a little when you step on it. And the porch itself does have an overhang, but water still drips through, because wood is separating from age and time. And the door, though, looks like it's in really good shape. It's a cherry door. Well polished, well cared for. Also black, like the entire house. Also, you're right next to one of the windows because there's one window on the porch to the left of the door. The window's blacked out, too. You can't tell if it's sticky paper on the other side or if it's been soaked or what. But it's blacked out.
Chris goes over to the window.
Can't see through it. Whatever treatment they used, it's nothing.
Boo.
I take a look around on that porch and just kind of see if there's any sort of like cracks, like if this house was like moved into location.
There are several cracks, but you can't tell if it's from moving or just age, because that would look similar. There's stress fractures, but stress fractures from age or recent movement could be either. Could be both. Another crack of lightning.
Chris starts banging on the front door.
No one answers.
Check the doorknob.
It opens. You push it, and it creaks dramatically.
We were invited.
Different sort of creak, though. Wooden creak. Wooden hinge creaks instead of metal creak.
Odd choice. Start taking some pictures. Just start walking in. Trying to see what I can get. Pull out a flashlight. You guys coming?
The vestibule has a little. So the vestibule itself, once you're inside, the house is immaculate, like it's been cared for forever. The walls are white, smooth, well plastered, recently painted. It's even got little wonder wallpaper on the base and at the ceiling, and a red texture that simulates blood. The floor itself is actually not even wood. The floor itself feels like polished marble, but you're sure because this is a haunted house. It's some kind of FAW replica, right? Sitting on, probably whatever they used to set the house on when they moved it. It's also polished, but it's black. The vestibule is a little area where you'd walk in, take your coat off, say hi to the owner of the house, and move further into the house. Normally it would have a hallway, but it's got a bead curtain installed. And the bead curtain, when it's closed, you can't actually see through it. Cracks of light let more Halloween purple and orange colors through, but you can't see through the other side. There's a little table on the side. It's got a little card on it. The card like a hotel would put upright, so you're supposed to pick it up and read it. And then on the left side of the room are some chairs where you could sit in an old-fashioned coat rack. And then hanging from the ceiling is creepy paper. No, I'm not fixing that statement. And little plastic rubber bats and little plastic rubber rats on the floor.
Oh, this is cute. This is.
And a little pumpkin dude in the corner that when you step close to it goes, ha 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 ha, happy Halloween.
Did people just not finish this because they were so depressed by this? Keep moving.
You gonna pick up that card, or are you gonna ignore it?
All this is right.
You gonna pick up that card, or you gonna ignore it?
I'll move and pick up the card.
You open it, and it says, please tell the audience the name of your company again.
Poltergeist Patrol Ghost to Ghost.
And it has your logo.
Sounded so happy.
It says, welcome, Poltergeist Patrol Ghost to Ghost with your logo. We're so happy you've decided to take our exclusive one-evening tour. We hope you'll enjoy it as much as the others have. And of course, if you make it to the last room, you will win the prize. We know you won't, but that's okay. What we want from you is if you could do a review of how authentic our recreations of actual hauntings are, maybe give us some media, we could work out some profit sharing from this town. Either way, let us know. We're glad you're here. Have a great time. The management. The door slams shut behind you, the front door.
Chris jumps and turns in the direction of the slamming door.
Nothing unusual to see this time except the door shut.
I just kind of I read that.
Unlock this place.
Oh, I lied. Sorry, Steve.
Oh.
You can see the window from this side, also blacked out.
The hell?
You can't see out, just black glass.
What's wrong with the window? Why are you looking like that?
I don't know. You're gonna go mess with it?
Yes.
Probably double pane.
It is not a coating. It just feels like glass to you. Could be double paned, yeah.
Right. What? This is black glass. That gonna be expensive. Woo! They're really going all out. I'm gonna take a picture of this pumpkin right here. And just takes his phone out. Just start taking pictures of the pumpkin.
Okay. It laughs again and says Happy Halloween.
And I take one of the fake rats and I stuff it in my pocket. 'Cause that's not gonna fight gas later.
Okay. It's a squishy rubber rat, cheap dollar store kind.
Yes.
You all push through with Lupe through the bead curtain?
I do.
Yes.
Alright, who's through last?
Me. Because busy taking
Steven.
pictures.
Halloween, you're all gonna die. Then the bead curtain closes behind you.
I'm sorry, what?
It was the little pumpkin dude.
What? Guys, the pumpkin just told me I'm gonna die.
Yeah, that's probably one of the voice lines. It makes sense.
Yeah, that's par for the course.
No,
for the-
I don't.
for
I.
haunted house.
The next room is a big open area that they've converted into a fake dining room. This would not have been the dining room in the original house. It's a centrally located room of some kind. Obviously, to make it a haunted house, you redesign the structure, right? It can't just be a Victorian house. It's got a very long table, dining room table, made out of oak. And it's got chairs around it, cast iron chairs with cushions on them. And there's a door at the far end ahead of you, a door to the right and a door to the left. The one to the left says staff. And the one to the right doesn't have any markings, and the one in front of you says 1. And on the table are magnificent-looking 3D busts. And each one of them is from about here up. And there are 5 of them. And each one of them has a different pose on their face of some kind of horror, pain, or agony. They're very well done little sculpture busts. You go check them out.
Flashlight and
Yeah.
poke one.
It's you. There's one for each of you.
But what?
Oh, not creepy at all.
Take a.
Well,
Huh?
we are famous. I mean,
That's totally what it is.
Yeah, we're.
Yeah, that makes sense. Chris takes a
yeah,
picture of it, and then he takes a selfie with his bust self.
I mean, I'm kind of surprised because I'm not usually the most popular, but I mean, I guess I have some devoted fans out there. Fans
Yours is
who-
horror, if you're curious, Bradley.
What's mine?
Whatever you're seeing is horrifying you. Lupe, whatever you're seeing is terrifying you. Cass, whatever you're seeing, your eyes are squeezed shut, but it looks like you're in agony. Aldous looks like he's dead. And CJ is just screaming. It's just typical CJ scream face.
Oh, that could be literally anything.
Yeah.
Oh, look, there's a fly on the wall. Ah!
Okay. Time to do some horror movie stupidness. So,
oh no.
Here we go.
Aldous walks up and looks at his bust.
Yep.
I'm sorry, do you think this is a joke? Think this is funny? This is ageism? And this is inappropriate. Why am I the only one? This, you see this? You see, this is absolutely not. Absolutely not. I will not stand for this. I will not be made a mockery of. I will not be. We're here for fun, and this is not funny to me. This is not funny in the least. As a matter of fact, and I'll pick it up and I'll actually throw
Your
it.
fingers sink into it like it's silly soft Play-Doh, deforming your face.
And then I'll pull a chunk out.
You can't pull your hands out of it. It's like it's fast-setting glue or something. You pull the whole thing back, and you're like, shit.
What is this? Get this crap off of me. And I'll fight and try to pull it off and...
Elaborate on fighting and trying to pull it off. What actions do you take? There's chairs and a table and your compatriots and walls. What do you do?
I spin around and I start shaking my hands like, up and down and back and forth, and then my idea is that it was originally a actual bust, so I'm start trying to like smash it against like the iron of the chair or something.
The second you hit something, it shatters like it's fragile ceramic.
That was my initial goal. I wanted to break this thing. So
you succeed, and you're no longer stuck to it. It shatters like it was ceramic, which makes no sense.
Who's next?
Cass is going to take this kind of seriously and pull out one of the snacks and place it next to the bust of her.
So you turn around to look back at the table. Everyone was watching all this. All of the heads have turned to stare at the door labeled number 1, all 4 of the other ones.
Wait, what?
Oh. Everyone. Knowing all this, he's going to think that I moved them, but look at the busts. I haven't touched them. I just was going to place an offering to them in case of, something. And they have moved.
Chris
Do you look at them when you say that? Do you like, hey guys? Because
No,
that's the reflexive thing to do.
I would be staring at them.
Yours specifically?
Yes.
Okay. You're staring very closely at yours, and you say that, and the rest of them turn to look, and all of them are looking at the door, except for CJ's, which is staring at him.
Oh shit. I don't like that. I don't like that one bit.
But they got something going on here. It's pretty slick stuff.
You gonna crawl under the table and look for the wires?
Yeah.
There are none. They must be built into it. That's impressive.
See if I can lift up the stand.
You can your own or someone else's.
Well, I'll do mine if just because I don't want anyone to be upset. So it's like, sure, mess with mine.
So you grab your own because you don't. Okay.
Yeah, and Aldous didn't just shatter when his did, so.
Stand by. Okay, you pick yours up, and your hands are sticky, and you're like, what? And you hold your hands up, and some of the white, because they're white busts, on your hands, and it smells good. Smells like white chocolate. One of your personal favorites.
I grab like a piece, like try to like lick a little bit, like
It's
just like
white chocolate.
Can one of you smell this? Like, is this chocolate?
I'll go over there and smell it for him.
Yep, it's white chocolate.
Seems legit.
What is it?
It reminds you, you're really hungry.
I grab a banana, like I wipe off my hands, grab a banana, and start eating that. And say,
Very unsatisfying. You want the white chocolate very badly. You're really annoyed.
oh, frick, stupid. Okay, they know I love chocolate. Well, good research on their
FYI.
part. Check Aldis's. Like, is his chocolate too? Like, is that what they're doing here? Just giving people chocolate till they're sick?
FYI, for the viewers watching that did not watch session 1, we're starting to hit the personal fears of the PCs now, if you're wondering what's happening. Carry on.
Like, I go over to like Aldis's shattered remains, and are they just making everything out of chocolate?
You go to the shattered remains, but there aren't any. You're like, wait, what? The hell they go? And you spin back around, and his bust is staring at the door. Only this time it doesn't look dead, it's screaming like everyone else.
I'm not sure if that's an improvement, but I'll like touch it and see if it's chocolate.
You touch his, and it's just a ceramic bust.
Why is mine edible? What the fuck? It's just like
You pick his up, because remember, when he picked his up, it was like dough. It sucked him in.
yeah. I guess like when I poke it, I'll poke it pretty hard.
It's just a ceramic bust.
Still like just
Slides a little bit when you push it.
well like after that I'll just like smack it on the top and see if like I can.
And it
grab
goes, dunk! Because it's hollow.
Yeah. Huh.
Try anyone else's?
Yeah, I'll start.
Everyone
like,
but yours is just a ceramic bust. Aldous, do you like to touch someone else's? You seeing this happening?
No, but do I see mine's back up and like
Yes.
reassembled?
And it's not dead anymore, it's just screaming now. Generic like everyone else.
What's on the table?
Just the 5 busts,
That's
one
on-
of which is partially deformed because it's chocolate.
That's okay. So the busts are on the table. Okay.
Yep.
And mine's back on the table, reassembled, with him screaming instead of dead.
Staring at door number 1, correct.
Okay. Is there anything that I can hold in my hand that has slight heft to it?
Chair. The bag you're holding has heft. You could ask Cass for her dowsing rod. Or, I'm sorry, CJ. That's like a metal pole. It's probably most effective for what you're trying to accomplish. It's like a small metal stick.
Technically, 2 small metal sticks.
Yep. Bead curtain.
While he's doing this, I am very curious about mine now. It's like can I touch mine and see what happens?
Sure. Make perception plus alertness first, because yours is at the back end of the table, so you got to turn around to head towards it.
One
as
success.
as Lucas sees Bradley.
Oh wait,
go over to his-
that's difficulty 8. Never mind.
Yeah, change that to 6.
Six.
Damn.
Okay then. You immediately notice the bead curtain's gone, because it's just a wall now. And then you notice your bust move a little bit. It bumps and slides across the table. And it wobbles a little.
I grab a chair and I smash mine.
Question?
And everyone whips around when all this picks up a chair. It hits his bust.
It's like, you do not get to touch chairs, Aldous.
And you hit your bust, and it goes wham and bounces off.
Out of
I
character?
immediately jump up, and I'm gonna assume like I was like.
And then you hear you know what ceramic sounds like when it falls over? That clangy,
Yeah.
clangy, clang, clunk sound. Not clangy, but you know what I mean. And you all whip around again, and Bradley's bust has fallen over, and cockroaches are just pouring out of it. Little ones, big ones. And as more come out, they get bigger, and ones with wings start popping out and zipping around the room.
Oh shit! I fucking.
Ugh.
So I am backing up and I am running towards the wall, possibly
Running towards
grabbing
the
a-
wall where there used to be an exit.
Yeah, where there used to.
I
I'm
need
grabbing
to.
a chair on the way through, and I'm just using this thing like.
There's 3 doors. Staff only, unmarked, number 1.
Staff only.
Staff
Staff
only. Yeah.
only.
Won't open.
Yeah.
God damn it.
Okay. No, Chris is starting to panic now.
Who's the
We
strongest?
gotta
Sorry,
see,
I'm
we gotta see
starting
what
to,
Bradley does first. Staff only won't open. More bugs are coming out.
I am.
Now
fucking...
centipedes are crawling out.
Oh.
Like the big gross
Number 1.
Oh, yeah,
Pick a door, number 1 or
This is
or
not
the unmarked.
sanitary.
number 1, and I'm like fucking just taking this back of the
Bradley
chair
rushes towards
and
door
just
number 1,
smashing like
tucks
the
chair into the
floor.
room, runs through the door, and the door slams shut behind him with a boom. Bradley is cut off from you. As soon as the door slams, you all jump and look at the door and then look back, and there's no more bugs, just his bust laying on its side. They're just gone.
What's happening to the door number 1?
Door number 1 is still there. It's just shut behind Bradley with a scary boom to make you jump and look.
Now what about the staff door?
Still won't open. It's locked from the other side.
Can I open the one door?
The one that's unmarked?
No, the number 1.
Can't see anything. It's just dark in there.
Bradley?
It's like your voice just falls to the floor. And then the door is pulled out of your hand and closes.
I don't think that we should be going in these rooms alone. Let's continue together and find
There's door number 1 and
Bradley
the
together.
unmarked side door. Sorry, didn't mean to interrupt you, Cass.
Oh, that's all good.
Chris
What?
just wants to get out because he's starting to freak out. His doors are closing and disappearing, and he's not handling it very well.
Did we miss something in this room? Like,
You're still in here. You could look
Okay.
around. Everything's normal again for now.
I take that same chair that I hit the bust with, and I walk over, and I tell whoever's closest to the door, open this door.
Which one?
The one with the number 1 marked on it.
You're still closest, Lupe. You gonna open it?
like I tried, like I already did. Like I'll try it again, and it's like
It opens like it did the first time, and it's just black on the other side.
I'll wedge the chair in it so that it can't close on us. And I say, everyone in together. Let's go. We can't leave Bradley in there by himself.
You hear that annoying sound of metal sliding on stone as the chair is shoved out of the way and the door shuts. It's not preventing you from going through. You can't keep it open for more than a few seconds at a time unless you're holding it.
So strange.
You could still go all through at once if someone's holding it and then walks in and lets it go.
Yep.
But you can't hold it open to examine the room.
Right. Okay. Well, so I said, we gotta go. Like,
There's also the unmarked door road no one's tried.
well, I say we don't want to leave Bradley, so.
Cass would like to see what has happened with the snack bar that she left the bust as an offering. If anything has happened at all.
It's still there, untouched.
She'll leave it there still.
You all gonna head straight through one, or is anyone gonna check one of the other door you haven't tried first? You did try the staff door.
I'd like to open it and see what's inside, but ultimately, wherever the rest of the group goes, I'll be going.
You open it, and hanging on the other side of it off the ceiling is one of those big neon exit doors. And there's a short hallway and a door to the outside. You
Ah.
can see through. This door has like a cross pane, and you can see the outside through it.
Oh, that's good to know. I found the exit for when we're ready to
Give
get
up on
out
your
of this
prize.
place.
I
Shall
mean, as long as the doors will open if necessary,
Yep.
I'll be alright.
Let me grab a couple pictures. We're ready.
And I say yes to going through the door with everybody specifically.
Okay, and we'll assume you go through last, Aldous. So, in order, and put this in Discord for me too, just to carry over to next week, because we're getting close. Who goes first, and then your marching order. All this is last, because he's holding the door.
I will.
So,
go...
let us know out loud, and then somebody put it in Discord for me.
I will go second to whoever goes first. I'll go second.
I'll go first.
Okay. Lupe goes first. Then Chris. And Cass, I assume. Then Aldous.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Sounds like a setup to a bad joke. Lupe, CJ, Cass, and Aldous walk into a room. They never go out.
In a haunted house.
So yeah, we're standing there. I got the door open. I'm like, everyone get through now. Let's go get Bradley.
We
Something's.
should come with you if we want to.
I don't know what's going on here, but we're gonna figure it out if we're gonna keep doing this. And as we walk through one by one, we step into the blackness of room 1.
As you step through, Aldous, the door is yanked shut out of your hand and slammed shut. You're all so who went in first?
So Lupe. Well,
Lupe.
Bradley obviously by himself. But yeah.
A close second is.
Actually, we'll start with Bradley since he did get pulled in first. Bradley!
Uh-oh.
The door slams shut behind you and you're lost in total and utter darkness.
I actually just kind of feel against the wall.
You
And
can't find a wall. You mean you're going to turn around where the door was?
I'm going to turn around where the door was.
You walk forward several steps and meet no resistance.
I'm going to pull out the phone I have in my breast pocket.
It won't turn on. Battery's dead. It's weird.
If nothing works, if none of the electronics work, and I know I can't, there's something there's some fuckery going on with my senses, I am going to sit down and just try and stay as physically calm as I can.
Okay.
And
So you're
probably won't work.
So you sit down, twiddle your thumbs. 5 minutes pass. Utter darkness. Can't see what's behind you. Creepy as fuck. You're gonna keep sitting there, and you're starting to stress out. Starting to breathe a little heavier, a little claustrophobia setting in because you can't see.
I am just going to get up and just start doing little circles. And
You stand up and you take a step forward, and there's a sploosh. The floor's wet.
Do I smell anything?
Make a perception plus alertness roll.
Difficulty 6.
Yep.
2.
Brine.
Like a copper salt sort of smell.
Mm-hmm. Not copper, but briny, yeah.
That's fun.
Coming from the right, that's where you kick the water.
I'm going to take a step towards the left. A couple steps towards the left.
One step to the left puts you back where you were standing, which is now also slightly wet. Take a couple more steps to the left. And you take your first step to the left, and it's also wet. And you take your second step to the left, and you don't hit the ground. But your leg sinks into water, and you flail your arms and fall into what seems like a pool or something. Until you breathe it into your nose and realize it's not brine, that's salt water. It's very fucking cold, too, and you're splashing around. Can you swim?
Yes, he can swim.
Okay, good. What do you do?
He's
Scramble out?
He's kind of a backwoods guy, so yeah, he can swim.
You gonna scramble out?
Yeah, I'm gonna scramble out.
There's no edge, just water in every direction.
I am going to curse every fucking thing on the face of this goddamn planet under
Athletics
my breath,
plus strength.
and I am going to try.
Well, no, first I want. How am I gonna do this? Hold on. I know exactly how we would do it. Different system. I gotta check this out. We'll do that. Do wits plus survival.
I'm sure I have a lot of these things that you're talking about. Two
successes. You control the panic, but you immediately start swimming for where the edge should be, and you can't find it.
Yeah, I was gonna
You
say.
control the
like,
panic, but not before you swim for a solid minute, making yourself a little out of breath. Now you got to tread water. Athletics plus strength, difficulty 7.
I am going to. After I realize, like, I'm not going to be able to reach the edge. I don't know how, but I'm not. I am going to try and tread water a little bit and just. Is it strength plus athletics?
Mm-hmm. Difficulty 7.
Difficulty 7. Roll the dice, please. No, nothing.
Your arms are already cramping because it's really cold, and you didn't count on this, and you're freaked out, and it's wet. And gravity starts to take hold. Water gets in your mouth. You choke on it, spit it out. Make another wits plus survival roll to avoid panic. Difficulty 7 this time.
You're asking man with 3 dice.
Who's terrified of drowning? Yes, I am.
Terrified of drowning. One.
One success, you barely avoid the panic this time. And something cold, slimy, and difficult wraps around your leg and pulls down.
Oh, I fucking kick. I kick with all my goddamn strength.
Strength plus brawl. Difficulty 6.
I'm gonna spend some willpower here. I have 1 dice. Oh no. Where do I click for willpower?
Willpower gives you 1 automatic success, so we'll just add it in this game.
Okay, well, strength.
In World of
roll.
Darkness, it's 1 auto success. In Chronicles, it's 3 bonus dice.
Is it difficulty 7 too?
No, this is a 6.
Okay, I gotta reroll that. Not that it's gonna help me with 1 dice. Ah. No fucking die first episode. Oh no. 2. How'd I get 2? I don't know.
You make a desperate, heroic pull for where the edge should be, and you yank on it, and it's not letting go, but you're actually starting to pull away, maybe dragging it with you, whatever it is. And you're like, I can find it. There's got to be an edge. I can find it. You recover that point of willpower because you managed to avoid being pulled over. But then the second tentacle wraps around your other leg and yanks you down into the deep. Nothing but the cold water and the darkness.
Oh no.
And the sense of descending rapidly. Who went through second? Lupe. You walk into the room, and it's immediately black and empty, and you hear the door slam behind you.
Shit. Take a couple breaths. Pull up an apple and just start eating it. It's like, oh fuck.
You
grab
crunch into the apple,
flashlights,
and it tastes better than the banana did, but you're still mad about the chocolate.
It's fucking chocolate
Do
now.
you like move back, move forward?
Like the doors. I try to open the door and like.
The door behind you is still there. It's stuck though.
Swore Chris was right behind me.
Yeah, you yell out, nobody answers.
Okay. Are there multiple doors, or is it just a hallway?
You can't see because it's totally black. You can feel your way forward though.
If I pull out a flashlight,
It doesn't turn on, just clicks.
I fumble with tools, nothing's working. So I take a couple more bites of the apple, throw it on the ground, and start walking, like seeing what
You feel your way forward, and you go straight ahead, and you hit another door.
Might as well. Like what? I'm just gonna sit in the dark, try to open it.
You swing it open to immediate light and warmth and noise, the wonderful smells of cooked food, and the flashing lights and the wonderful noise of a casino. Wall-to-wall machines. You just stand there and you're like, what? You take an involuntary step forward and the door slams shut behind you, and there's people everywhere. When the door slams, a cocktail waitress is standing there, and she jumps a little and says, "Oh, I didn't see you come in, sir. Here's your complimentary coins," and hands you a stack of nickels. Have fun, and pushes you towards the slot machines. Who was third?
No. Like I'm looking around. Like
CJ was
We'll
third.
come back to you, Lupe. CJ,
Oh God.
you walk in, the door slams shut behind you, and you're total darkness.
Okay. Panting a little heavily, kind of freaking out a little bit, trying to take a deep breath, trying to keep calm. It's just a room. It's just a room. There's I don't know what's in this room. Nope. Can't think like that. Okay. Okay. He calls out Lupe and
No one
Bradley.
answers.
He starts patting his pockets for his phone.
You find
Pulls
it,
it
but
out.
it doesn't turn on. It's weird.
Shit. All right. Okay. He turns around and tries to feel for the door.
You turn around and put your hands out, and you're like, what is that? Full of sticky cobwebs in here. And you feel a little scuttle on your hand.
Ooh, smacking all over the place, shaking his hands. Nope.
Feel better now.
Okay. Trying to use his feet to scoot on the floor to look for the edge of the wall.
Okay.
He's not touching anything with his hands. He's gonna use his feet to scoot on the floor, like, to look for the edge of the wall, to find the door that way.
The door behind you doesn't seem to be there, but then as you scoot forward, slowly kicking, the room is gradually beginning to light up. It was so gradual you didn't notice at first. There's no obvious light source. It's just like gray dawn. And you realize, as soon as you notice, you're in the middle of a large open room. 3 blank walls. And on the other end is a 4th wall with the door. But you've noticed you've been kicking through spider webs. And there are spiders on your pant legs that you couldn't feel because of jeans and boots.
Yeah,
And you whip around before you panic, facing the door that you can see. The closer you get to that door, the thicker the webbing gets. And then the door is painted 2. but you got to go through the webs.
Oh, Chris is like smacking his pants and like half screaming hysterically and like doing weird dances. And he takes the dowsing rods and like half crying and like slowly uses them to like try to break through and just smack anything that comes near him.
Who was fourth?
That would be Cass.
The door slams shut behind you and you're lost in darkness.
I put my hands out and carefully walk forwards.
You carefully move forward and you're like, getting out of here, getting out of, and then you fall. You just fall straight forward. Splash! Face first in water. Cold, briny seawater.
Like belly flop?
Yep.
Ow.
She didn't know there was an edge there, yes.
Oh, that sounds more painful than scary.
Cold seawater, yeah.
Oh, then Cass would be like, you know, because it
Mm-hmm.
takes the breath
When you inhale
out.
the water, choke on it.
That's always fun.
Mhm.
So she, as I'm gasping, I'm like gagging to get the seawater out because you know how when the wave washes over you at the beach, you're like, bleh. So that's what Cass is doing and trying to get to some form of edge.
You don't find one. It's like you're lost in the ocean suddenly. And then you get hit with some chop and you're like, oh, come on. But then you realize it's not like sea chop. It's not about to get drowned by a wave. You hear kicking and splashing and a slight cry. And you realize it's slowly been lighting up in here. So subtly you didn't notice. Like a gray fog. And you can see Bradley flailing in the water and crying out, facing away from you as he suddenly goes like something pulled him under the water.
Bradley!
You call out, and then you feel something long and slimy whip around your leg and yanks you under.
I scream.
You scream and swallow seawater, and your nightmare begins. As both you and Bradley look at each other in the water, both of you screaming and swallowing seawater. You see no tentacled horror, though. What you do see when you look up is you can see, you know how you can see from under the water what the top of the water looks like?
Oh, yeah.
But it is hundreds of feet up. And you look down, and hundreds of feet down, number 2 on the bottom of the seabed. Aldous, the door slams shut behind you and you're alone in the dark.
Yep. Stand there. Pull out my lighter.
It sparks and it burns your thumb a little, but there's no light. And then you try it again and you're like, that's weird. So you put your finger on the top of it and burn yourself. Because the flame is there, it's just producing no light.
Put it back in my pocket. And I'll start feeling around.
You feel around the room.
Mm-hmm.
And much like Lupe, you feel your way forward until you feel another door at the other end of the room.
Okay. And that's the only thing I feel moving around the room?
Unless you want to explore the entire circumference of the room, which you could.
Yeah, I'll find a wall and just start working my way around it.
On the east side, you find another door.
Okay. Is there anything on this door? Like on the first door, was there a number kind of like...
You can't see still. There's no light.
If I feel, is it like drilled, like, you know, like a unit?
No obvious texture, no.
Okay, alright. So 2 doors. One to the north, one to the east. Okay. That's all I find?
Yep. Other walls are blank, including the one that would have gone back out.
Okay. I mean, sorry, I got my character sheet up right here.
Hint, your mechanics won't help you here.
Okay. All right, then I don't know. I picked the door to the north.
Okay. The door to the north opens, and it wafts through the overpowering smell of flowers. Like there's a lot of flowers of different kinds. And there's a hallway with nice muted carpet and a nice muted furniture, dull colors, muted pictures of a neutral kind.
Mm-hmm.
And it's lit. It's like a normal hallway. And then at the end of the hallway is like big double doors that are shut. And in the front is one of those little placards you see, funeral home. Tells you what time the service is.
Don't like this.
It's your name on the placard.
Does it have like one of those little
Glance at your
brochures?
watch. Glance at your watch. You're 5 minutes late for your own funeral.
Look around at all of this. Walk up to the double doors. Throw them open.
There's a funeral home director talking to a priest, just quietly off to the side talking to each other. No one is here. Your coffin's up on the stage, and it's open. You can't see what's in it from back here. The room is empty. No one came to your funeral.
Looks around at the empty church or service area, and then looks at the two guys. Listens in. What are they talking about?
It's so sad no one came. No one even cared when he had his heart attack and died. They found him because the neighbor reported a smell. You know, it's so terrible. Even his own co-workers.
Is this actually like a church area?
No, it's a funeral home, but it's made to look like a chapel, yeah.
Okay. Do they have like those little hymn books or anything like that, or anything?
Yes.
Grab one of those and just fling it at the two guys off talking.
What's your son's name again?
Oh crap! His name was. Man, you're gonna make me go back through these notes. Clark.
The preacher jumps, and the funeral director looks around in surprise and consternation, but then, oh, Clark, you did come. I'm so glad you got our notice. We thought you wouldn't show up to your own father's funeral.
What is this?
What is what? This is your father's funeral. I'm so glad you're here. Come take a look.
This isn't my funeral.
No, it's your father's funeral.
Stop.
They look at you in surprise. They're human lie detector. They're not lying. They're legitimately confused. Your voice sounds weird.
Look.
Also, your joints don't hurt.
Look. I don't know what this is.
That's what you open your mouth and say in your head, but what you say is, look, I'm only here because seeing the funeral through is a requirement for the will reading, so can we get on with it?
He's just full, like, just anger and lashing out inside his own head while this all plays out.
Your legs carry you forward. You look down in the coffin and you see yourself waxed up and stuff. But your body just laughs and says, oh, fucking bastard. And then you blink and suddenly you're in the coffin, in your body, looking up. it is Clark looking down at you with just contempt on his face. But that's not what really gets your attention. What really gets your attention is the small number 2 over his heart. The scene moves back to Lupe. You look around, just nickel machines everywhere. It takes you a minute. She's like, I gotta get out of here. I can't be doing this. But then you realize every single one of them, you know how they do the digital display across the front? 2, 2, 2, 2, 2, 2, 2, 2 everywhere, every single one. That's where we pause until next week.
Ouch. Ouch, ouch, ouch. All right.
You will partake.
Oof.
Well, that's enough
That's
haunting
right,
horrors
so-
for one night.
Oh my
Do
god.
not fear. So this chronicle will carry on next Wednesday at 9 p.m. Eastern Time. As for other terrifying tales and awesome adventures you can enjoy in the meantime with Vorpal Tales, you can catch me, Tyler, Eldritch Echoes Online as GM, Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays. Wednesdays for this game, Mondays for our Contagion Chronicle, and Fridays for our horror nights, weekly Nights of Dark Deep Horror. This week, part 2 of Destroyer of Worlds, Alien the RPG. We also have Conan on Sundays, run by Eric. Mad Mage on Tuesdays, run by Patty. And Starfinder on Thursdays, run by Sean. All right. And don't forget, check out the Kickstarter for this game. It blew right through funding and is on its 5th or 6th stretch goal already. You should go check it out. It's a cool game, as hopefully we helped evidence for you tonight. All of our shows at 9 p.m. Eastern. Cast, let the viewers know which show they can find you in next, and if there's any other cool stuff online they can watch you do this week.
Me? I am in every single game that Vorpal Tales has. And that starts with tomorrow is Thursday, so Starfinder 9 p.m. on our Vorpal Tales channel. And Friday, which is scary something. Yes. Alien. Ah, yes, Alien, where everyone dies. And then on... Wow, wait, that's Thursday, Friday, and then you've got Sunday. Jeez, where'd the week go? COVID weeks, man. Sunday will be Conan, and then Monday, Contagion Chronicle. Tuesday, it will be Dungeon of the Mad Mage. And then Wednesday, back here again for the Ghost Hunters Kickstarter. Then, you can find me on the internet as Changeling Ever. The end.
You can find me at Lewis and Acosta's on Twitter. I might get back into streaming, but I'll have to settle on probably a new name because I don't necessarily play the games I used to go by anymore. Right now, you can catch me on Ghost Hunters every week and possibly every future Saturday show from now on. Yeah, being here on Vorpal Tales is pretty fun, and glad you can all join us.
Alright, just this music is like making me feel so much better. Whew! Hi! I'm
That's
Pinky
its purpose.
88. Exactly. Pinky 88 on the Twitter. You can find me on Mondays. We're playing Babushka Katiana, closing us up, making sure everyone is wearing their sweaters and standing up straight. On Tuesdays, you can find me playing Izzy, giving cookies to everyone, including skeletons. That's a thing. On Wednesdays, find me back here playing Chris and bothering these awesome peeps in the chats for the rest of the week, if work permits, that is. You guys should definitely check it out. I'm like fully freaked out by this game. Not gonna lie. Like, the spiders is a thing. Like, I don't even have a fear of drowning, and I started freaking out a little bit. Like, whew, this game is, whew, okay.
My turn? I'm not hearing anybody say no. So, last, but certainly not least, but also least apparently, I have been J3 Billion, a person made of people, meat, and juices. I got dragged into a pool today. That's not great. Not looking forward to that. I personally have a fear of enclosed spaces, so that's awesome. Oh, this is going to be great. So everywhere else you can find me Thursday here for Starfinder. Looking forward to that. We got some cool cosmic just good times going on. Frankly, last week was one of the funnest weeks I've had in a very long time. Daily Dose of Horror right here Wednesdays, and oh my lord, tonight was intense, and I loved every second of it. And then we're going on Fridays, which we're going to do Alien the RPG. I'm going to be there for that one, and I am super excited to have my face chewed off, and it's going to be a good time on that one. So yeah, some aliens are going to be feasting on this person made of people meat. Yeah, all the face. And yeah, that's been me, J3 Billion, the person made of people meat and juices.
And Steve, you got skipped. Go ahead, buddy.
I did, but that's okay.
I still love you.
Oh, I'm sorry.
No,
like,
no.
You didn't skip him. You got skipped at the beginning.
Hi, my name is Steve, currently, possibly in the future as well. You can find me on the internet at Voodoo Arcade. You'll find me here next tomorrow playing Starfinder with Space Lord PJs. You'll find me here Friday playing Alien, even though I am currently dead in that game. So, fun times.
That's what backup PCs are for.
I like to think that I'm going to be playing a dead character, and this is going to be a real easy, slow night for me. Sunday I'll be here for Conan. Sunday I'll be here for Conan playing our Nordheimer, and then I'll be back here on Wednesday for Ghost Hunters again.
We're the android. They could just carry your head around.
No, the head's crushed, remember? That's the only reason I'm dead.
We could retcon that.
Can you be the one guy who presses the nuclear launch codes?
There aren't any. So,
also, find me every so
Steve.
often playing video games with Mad Mage DM at Petty Shakes. We will be trying to get some wins in Overwatch and get those special Halloween skins that are out now in OW. Yes.
And one last thing for our Ride or Die viewers. Each of our cast members can vote for any other cast member for any reason at the end of the session. A vote is worth one free automatic success, like using willpower without using it, on any roll of their choice in a future session. Or if they feel like gambling, plus 3 bonus dice to any dice pool. Steven, who and why?
Man, that's a really tough one. I'm gonna go with Ever this time. Cass, for being so game for having the old grouchy man constantly going after them, and playing along and being awesome and really digging into that kind of role play. I enjoy that, being able to have a bit more of an antagonistic relationship with these characters.
I enjoy it. It's a lot of fun.
Ever.
Almost like real life.
I mean, you can pick on the people you love, but
Yeah, exactly.
I'm actually gonna give it to Steve, not because he voted for me, but because all the hilarious old man stuff this episode. Like I am there at 5:31 and where's the food?
Yeah.
And I am I do grumpy things in the morning. Yeah, this is funny stuff.
Thank you.
Lewis.
With Ever, essentially being the prop for the story and getting us to go like, oh, this is spooky time with the tarot cards. It's pretty clutch.
Yeah. Hashtag
Tiffany.
spooky time.
I vote for Steve. Because also, being the man who's like, hey, this is the early bird special.
Yes.
Where's my food?
That's at least $50 off our hotel bill. Like,
It is. It is the senior discount on the hotel room. That's the real reason you keep me around.
And John,
God, Steve did such a wonderful job, but I'm gonna find an excuse not to give it to him this time.
Please find somebody else. I really
Just because I give it to you every fucking week. I'm gonna go with I'm gonna go with Pinky tonight.
Oh,
conspiracy buddy.
For the simple reason is I it's the small things that count, and I love going to a diner right before we all die.
Yeah.
That was kind of great, and it was a very calm, relaxing moment for a person like me who has
last
a lot of
one.
anxiety. Yeah, just me, like as a person, just needed a moment to calm down there for a second because, oh shit, got real.
oh yeah, no, trust me. Like when he was talking about the spiders, like I was legit feeling them crawling on my legs myself. Like, you have no idea how tempting it was just for me just to flip my laptop off my lap right now, not to feel something crawling. Like,
I'm right there with you. Oh, it's not good.
All right, audience. Before this goes too far, don't forget to follow Vorpal Tales on Twitch. Also, give Onyx Path a follow. Follow us on the podcast service you're listening on. Look us up on social media and go to our website, vorpaltales.com. You can find links to everything there, including our Discord. Don't forget to check out the Kickstarter for this game. It's hella fun. Until next week, good night.
Good night, everyone. Thank you.